Of Super 6. As always, we'll put the spotlight first on the southern states. And remember, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay is currently in the national capital in Delhi. Second visit in a matter of 2 weeks. He's going to be there. The Niti Aayog has met with the president, will be meeting with the Gandhis. But are we, very importantly, seeing a reset really in state centre ties as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned? We're going to be talking about that. Also coming up on the show, since we're talking of southern states, in the last 24 hours, 2 hours of rainfall has drowned, crippled the beautiful city of Hyderabad, referred to as a cyber city, now being called a sink city. What's gone wrong? Why is it that every monsoon this is the situation in Hyderabad? I'm going to be running you through some of the shocking images that have come in of the city underwater, like I said, after 2 hours of rainfall. So that much more coming your way. We'll begin with the headlines. 12 years of Modi Sarkar. Modi becomes longest serving elected Prime Minister. NDA leaders felicitate Prime Minister Modi. Also seen enjoying jhalmuri served by Bengal Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari. Italian Prime Minister Meloni congratulates Prime Minister Modi on becoming India's longest serving elected Prime Minister, says hope to create new opportunities. Several other world leaders also congratulate Prime Minister Modi. Amid exodus from TMC, India today accesses list of 19 rebel MPs. Shotgun Shatrughan, former cricketer Yusuf Pathan, all in the list of rebels. Earlier, Sushmita Dev also resigned. She meets Assam Chief Minister Himanta, sparking buzz of joining the BJP. Mega political war breaks out after poll body rejects Congress Neta's Rajya Sabha nomination for hiding criminal cases. Congress cries foul, claims polls being manipulated. BJP hits back, says Congress must look within. It's Vijay's second visit to Delhi after becoming Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. Meets President Draupadi Murmu. Talapati also scheduled to meet Gandhis shortly. After denying India Today newsbreak, Rajasthan government now stands corrected. Mantri admits oxytocin injection had only water. Admits bleeding of women couldn't be stopped. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay is on a crucial 3-day visit to the national capital. Day 1 today, he's met already with President Draupadi Murmu in what is, of course, courtesy meetings that have been taking place. And let's get you the first image of that particular meeting. Like I said, it's a courtesy meeting, but also the Chief Minister has taken time out to meet with the Vice President as well, C.P. Radhakrishnan, who incidentally hails from Tamil Nadu, from Coimbatore. What's next for Chief Minister Vijay? He's also going to be meeting with the Gandhis, which was scheduled to happen 2 weeks ago during his first visit to Delhi after becoming the Chief Minister, when he only managed to meet Prime Minister Modi and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. So as we get you all of the pictures that are coming in right now of Chief Minister Vijay with the President, of Chief Minister Vijay with the Vice President, I will highlight that while these are courtesy meetings, there is also very important messaging from Chief Minister Vijay that perhaps he's looking at kind of changing the centre-state dynamic that we've seen between Tamil Nadu and Delhi in the previous DMK regime. Why do I say that? Because in a matter of 2 weeks, this is the second visit by Vijay. And it isn't only focused really on meeting with the Gandhis, which didn't happen last time around, but he's also attending the Niti Aayog, the meeting which previously has been boycotted a couple of times by Stalin. This time, the first Niti Aayog meeting under Vijay, he's going to be there. He's also reportedly going to be meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah. We'll bring in our reporters from Delhi and Chennai. I'll take this across for the moment to Anaga Keshav for more details. Anaga, 3 days packed with crucial visits, some of them courtesy meetings, others a lot more. Take us through really what's on the agenda, Anaga, for Chief Minister Vijay. He's come down to Delhi now for the second time in 2 weeks.
Yep, that's right. First time he was there to meet with Prime Minister Modi, and then now he has come mainly for the Niti Aayog meeting. So the main agenda for the Tamil Nadu is going to be focused on getting more funds for the state. So that's going to be one main takeaway from tomorrow's Niti Aayog meeting, where Chief Minister Joseph Vijay will be attending. He has stretched it for a 3-day long visit. Today he has met the President and the Vice President. We believe that meeting with the Gandhis is also on the cards. In fact, first time also there were speculations that were making rounds if Joseph Vijay will end up meeting with the Gandhis, but that meeting didn't happen. So this time, will Rahul Gandhi be meeting with his alliance leaders? If that's true, then it will be big, because this will be Vijay's first meeting with Sonia Gandhi. Vijay has already met Rahul Gandhi once before when he came down for his oath-taking ceremony, but his meeting with Sonia Gandhi will be a first, and that is also on the cards. But that will also depend on if at all an appointment is scheduled. Nothing is still formal, nothing is still official, but these are the still possibilities that we are talking about. Tomorrow is the crucial Niti Aayog meeting. So since his day is for since his visit is for 3 days, meeting with the ally parties could also likely be on the cards.
Essentially what the Chief Minister's schedule looks like, but what we are hearing, Anaga, is that the meeting with the Gandhis will take place today. In fact, in about 30 minutes from now, the information we have is that 6:30 p.m. is when that meeting will happen. That Chief Minister Vijay this time ensured that his team had informed the Gandhis prior that he will be coming down and that they are available. Last time there were scheduling issues. The Congress, however, made it very, very clear that there was no sort of issue, no misunderstanding, none of that. It was just a question of scheduling issues, and that's why in a matter of 2 weeks, Chief Minister Vijay is back in Delhi. As we get you the latest updates, we're going to also connect with my colleague Rahul Gautam, who's going to be getting us the latest from Delhi. We're still waiting for that official word on whether Chief Minister Vijay this time will get a chance to meet with the Gandhis. Remember, Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have just met with DK Shivkumar, so they're all very much in the national capital. If this time around that meeting doesn't happen, then there will be a lot of talk about what really is the messaging here. Why is it that these two allies and the leaders of these parties have been unable to meet? The last time we saw a photo op, and the only time we've seen it rather, is between Chief Minister Vijay during his swearing in with Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gautam is live with us for more details on this. Rahul, can you confirm for us whether the meeting between the Gandhis and Chief Minister Vijay will be happening or not? I don't think we have Rahul Gautam with us. We're going to connect with him in just a bit. Let's move on. So I'll get you all the details right now of what's really playing out and why Chief Minister Vijay is in the national capital. Like my colleague Anaga pointed out, we're going to be seeing, very importantly, the Niti Aayog meeting happening tomorrow. A meeting in which you will have all state chief ministers coming together, and Chief Minister Vijay has chosen to be there. This is going to be, of course, his first Niti Aayog meet. I'll bring in Rahul Gautam now, who's live with us. Rahul, any confirmation on whether the meeting is going to take place between Vijay and the Gandhis today?
Well, Akshita, I can confirm to our viewers that Vijay has arrived already at 10 Janpad, and now he'll be meeting Priyanka Gandhi, Vadra, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. They all are present inside, given the fact that a short while back, Mr. DK Shivkumar also met the three Gandhis here at 10 Janpad. So, in all likelihood, Vijay will also now be meeting Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and Priyanka Gandhi. Remember, only Rahul Gandhi made for the ceremony, ceremony of Vijay, and therefore this taxi was long pending. And now, as you yourself mentioned that earlier, this meeting was supposed to take place, but it didn't happen because of time constraint. But given the fact that now Tamil Nadu Chief Minister is here in the national capital, tomorrow he'll be attending a few more important meetings, including the Niti Aayog, and therefore it was decided that around 6:30 today, all these people will meet and will exchange greetings, pleasantries, and expect that a picture would be coming shortly, would be released by the Congress Party, when we would be seeing Chief Minister Vijay along with Sonia Gandhi, giving bouquet or Rahul Gandhi. So clearly, it seems that it's an important meeting because the optics are very important.
It's also the first time. It's also the first time the Chief Minister Vijay will be meeting with Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi after the announcement of their alliance. He's met with Rahul Gandhi during the swearing-in ceremony. Goodwill gesture. He was invited, and Rahul Gandhi turned up there for the swearing-in ceremony in Chennai. But today, now as we speak, Rahul getting us that update. The Chief Minister Vijay has just arrived at 10 Janpath, so that meeting with the Gandhis will kick off any time now, and we'll stand by for the first images. But like I said, Chief Minister Vijay is here in Delhi, in the national capital, for 3 days. Niti Aayog meet is tomorrow. Besides that, what we're also hearing is that while he's focused, yes, on governance, putting forth what Tamil Nadu needs, getting things done, he's also focused on political meets, which is why the meeting with the Gandhis is important. It comes at a time when there have been questions about whether the TVK is part of the India bloc or not. What really is the standing there, especially because the DMK is very clearly out. There's a big question mark over that. And then also there is the aspect of governance and the fact that Chief Minister Vijay in his last visit managed to meet Prime Minister Modi, and the Finance Minister didn't manage to meet Home Minister Amit Shah. There is a possibility of that happening, though we don't have a confirmation on whether time has been allotted for that particular meeting. So important meetings that are lined up. It's interesting that in a matter of 2 weeks, you're seeing a second visit by Chief Minister Vijay to Delhi. And it gets you asking about whether Chief Minister Vijay has taken a strategy here very different from the DMK, that he's decided he wants to press the reset button as far as ties with, in fact, the centre is concerned. Why do I say that? Because like I said, the timing here, second visit to Delhi in a matter of 2 weeks. And it's not just about political meets like with the Gandhis, but he is looking to actively engage with the central government as well. Also, there's a courtesy meeting with Home Minister Amit Shah, like I said, that is being sought by the CMO. At this point, we just don't have confirmation on when it's happening, but Vijay is looking to ensure that that happens too, like he met with the Finance Minister, like he met with the Prime Minister. Importantly, hasn't boycotted the Niti Aayog meet, because that's symbolic, that's messaging. The erstwhile Chief Minister Stalin chose to boycott the Niti Aayog meeting twice. Chief Minister Vijay right now clearly wants to set the tone right, that he wants to ensure there's cooperation between centre and state. So yes, there are disagreements. Let's be very clear that, disagreements are very much there. The TVK also has the same stand as the DMK when it comes to NEET, on language and several other issues. But Anika, this is an effort by the TVK, perhaps by Chief Minister Vijay, to kind of ensure the relations between centre and state move forward, progress. There are funds that are frozen. There's a lot of activity that hasn't moved forward, including several projects. Are we seeing now an attempt by the TVK to get those things going by ensuring good ties with the centre?
In fact, Akshita, you're right in making that observation, because today is June 10th and it's exactly been a month since Vijay took office. He took office on May 10th. It's exactly 30 days now. And what we've been observing in the last 30 days is that TVK government is looking to have a working relationship with the centre. It's been a month and there's not been a single blazing attack against the centre on issues. There was an issue about the Manrega funds, or even, regarding the Kiredi or three-language policy, or even the Tirparan Kundram. The TVK government has largely been muted. These political issues have not really made headlines. The TVK government at this moment is trying to focus more on governance. In fact, I was speaking to a lot of secretaries, and what they told me is that the main focus of Chief Minister Joseph Vijay is to make sure that corruption is abolished at local level. So really, a tussle or locking horns with centre seems to be their last priority. And it's also symbolic in a way that Chief Minister has decided to attend the Niti Aayog meeting that's going to be held tomorrow. So definitely the TVK government's attack against the centre is not going to be as blazing as what the DMK regime had. The main political opponent for TVK at the moment is DMK. So when it comes to BJP and centre, all that the TVK wants to have is have a smooth sailing working relationship, just to make sure that Tamil Nadu's funds are adequately reached.
It's the need of the hour.
Ultimately, that we are looking at the fact that
TVK is trying to ensure development doesn't get crippled, and let's hope that that continues. continues. You never know really, because there are clearly differences on political lines between the BJP and the TVK. Is that something that will mar centre-state relations? Perhaps too early to say, but right now it's clear that Chief Minister Vijay wants to take that effort. Second visit to Delhi is ensuring he meets all the important faces of the central government as well. But I'll bring in Rahul Gautam also on the other question that I raised, Rahul. As we stand by for those pictures of Chief Minister Vijay meeting with the Gandhis, is there going to be clarity on whether the TVK is a part of the India bloc or not? Because in the last few days, there was so much speculation, so many questions on that.
For that we have to, wait for some more time because of the fact that there were many takers for DMK during India bloc meeting, and many people advocated that DMK should be brought in, back into the India bloc. So how Congress is really going to strike a balance between, TVK and DMK, that's something we have to really wait and watch. But I'll just show you what's happening outside Chanjanpur. You can see there are a lot of police personnel here. Tamil Nadu, Bhavan police personnel here. Obviously, they are escorting the chief minister, and as we speak, a lot of media persons also. The meeting, we've been informed, has already started, and as per our sources, we've been informed from our sources that the Vijay is also expected to understand that what's the outlook of Rahul Gandhi as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Because remember, Rahul Gandhi has been, been very vocal on Tamil identity, on Tamil culture, and therefore expect that obviously, given the fact that Congress is an important ally of TVK in Tamil Nadu, so he would be seeking some clarity as to what should be the program, what should be the core areas on which the government should work upon, and obviously Sonia Gandhi would be there in this meeting.
Okay.
It was a consideration which was long pending. And
I will highlight that, as far as the deal, the conditional support between the Congress and TVK is concerned, they have highlighted 2029. And so in what scope will Vijay really be a part of the India bloc, if he's going to be? Because they're clearly wanting him to campaign for them going forward as well. So it'll be interesting to see what are the takeaways of the meeting with the Gandhis. That one particular meeting is much beyond just courtesy. We'll be tracking the latest updates on that. Thanks very much, Rahul, for getting us those details. But sticking to news from Tamil Nadu. Yesterday, Chief Minister Vijay in Chennai launched the Single Pen Task Force, which is essentially an all-women police team that will crack down on crimes against women. And so with that, he launched vehicles as part of the task force, said drones will be used to monitor activity of what kind of crimes are taking place and ensure that the perpetrators are nabbed. There's also been, however, a whole lot of politics on this. Why? Because you've got several political parties suggesting that nothing's changed, that this is essentially old wine in a new bottle, that this has always been there, and that Chief Minister Vijay has given new uniforms, rebranded the entire operation, the exercise, to have a women task force. The other aspect of it is that the DMK has put out one clip from the entire ceremony to claim that the police band was made to play Vijay's Tamil movie songs. Take a look at the video that they've put out.
அவர்களை அழைத்திடும் காட்சியினை தற்பொழுது காண்கிறோம்.
Special Task Force's petrol vehicle is going to be launched. We're on standby for that. That red shawl that you see, that's the cover of that petrol vehicle that's just going to be inaugurated any moment now. There it is. That's the petrol vehicle, the Singapore Special Force petrol vehicle that will have one head constable and two sub-inspectors. That's going to be the all-women team. Is going to be a driver, of course, will be helping the police to make sure that the safety of women is never compromised at any cost. You can see there are more petrol vehicles that's just waltzing in. That's how they're going to be petrol.
So that was Anaga reporting from the spot, giving us a sense of what really happened. We'll also highlight for you what Chief Minister Vijay said yesterday on the reason he's launched the Singapen task force. Remember that there's been huge controversy over what he said as well, where he suggested that past governments did nothing, which is why now he's cracking the whip.
இவ்வளவு நேரம் நான் இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப சாஃப்டா சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஆனா பெண்களை தொந்தரவு செஞ்சுட்டு அப்படியே எஸ்கேப் ஆகி போயிடலாம்னு நினைக்கிறவங்களுக்கு நான் ஒரு வார்னிங்காவே சொல்றேன். பெண்கள் பாதுகாப்பை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்றவங்க யாரா இருந்தாலும் அது சகிச்சிக்கவே முடியாது. அவங்களுக்கான தண்டனைக்கான அந்த நடவடிக்கைகள் எல்லாமே போலீஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து ரொம்ப கடுமையான ஒரு தண்டனையா இருக்கும், கடுமையான ஒரு நடவடிக்கைகளா இருக்கும். அந்த தண்டனை அவங்களுக்கான அந்த சார்ஜ் ஷீட் எல்லாமே ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்டா ஸ்பீடா அது செயல்படுத்தப்படும்.
Okay, I'll bring in Anaga Keshav for more details on this. Anaga, put this in perspective. You were there yesterday, and of course, you were there covering the event, which had all of these women police forces looking extremely smart, taking part in this event, and there was obviously a lot of symbolism involved in that. There's also been criticism that this is, like I said, old wine in new bottle, that you had these many women officers previously also part of the police force, and that this is nothing new. Give us a sense of what really is the truth here.
In fact, even in the past, we've had dedicated teams that were formed for women protection. For example, the Amma Patrol, the pink color Innova vehicle that you see across the state was also formed during the Jayalalitha's regime. Even during the DMK's regime, we've had several initiatives in the police department to ensure the safety of women. But then the Singapen Special Task Force is going to be the first all-woman dedicated team that's going to be driven by a male driver in a dedicated police patrol vehicle, and they're going to be across Tamil Nadu. We're learning that there are close to 300 such units that will be deployed across the state. More than 350 crore rupees has been spent for this purpose. And, you know, even in the press release that came, in fact, even the typist salary is being mentioned. So really sending across a very clear message that there's going to be transparency at every level in the government. And therefore, even when it comes to employment, they've promised 2,500 employment. They are going to be patrolling the state 24/7 to ensure that the safety of women and children are maintained in all public spaces. Because remember, TVK's Vijay also came to power on the law and order plank.
Correct.
And therefore, that's why keeping in line with the election promise.
No, and the TVK has faced a lot of flack over the fact that in the last 1 month, there have been a lot of crimes that have taken place. Obviously, it's all in the spotlight right now. So there's a great deal of focus of what Chief Minister Vijay really manages to do in transforming the situation. He says this is the first of many steps. But like as expected, you know, there's a whole lot of politics over each of the decisions that are being taken. Thanks very much, Anaga, for those details. I want to switch you over to more breaking news that's coming in from Karnataka now. The newly minted Chief Minister of Karnataka, DK Shivkumar, has met with the Gandhis amid all of the drama that's playing out over his new cabinet. DK Shivkumar reportedly held discussions on key political and administrative issues, including the second phase of cabinet expansion that's likely to take place post June 18th after the Rajya Sabha elections. This Delhi visit of DK Shivkumar, you may see all of the Gandhis and DK Shivkumar all smiles there, but there is a lot of discontent among senior leaders over portfolio allocation that's led to a beeline of Karnataka Congress leaders. Krishna Bairegowda, you've had Rizwan Ashrad, all making their way to Delhi, making pitches, raising their hands up, saying, I'm unhappy with the portfolio, I'm unhappy with the allocation, I want a portfolio. So there's lobbying and discontent that's clearly been expressed. Rahul Gautam is joining us live with more details on this. Rahul, take us through what really you picked up from your sources, or what was discussed in that meeting ultimately, particularly over the discontent in the current cabinet, the DK's cabinet, Rahul.
Well, Akshita, if you speak with any senior Congress leader off camera, they would tell you that although party is saying that the DK Shivkumar is paying a courtesy visit to 10 Janpat because of the fact that Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi were not present during the oath ceremony, and therefore it's a courtesy visit. However, the reality is that the hectic parleys are underway in the national capital. As you rightly pointed out, a very strong lobbying is happening by many MLCs, MLAs, so that they could get inducted into the cabinet. So expect that, obviously, given the fact that Viksit Kumar is meeting Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, so they must have, he must have taken a cue from these people as to how the entire cabinet should look like. We all know that how the second phase of cabinet strengthening is going to happen post Rajya Sabha post the 18th of June, and therefore, it's going to be a very tight rope for DK Shiv Kumar as to how he's going to strike a balance between old guards, youngsters, DK Shiv Kumar loyalists. Although many of the Siddaramaiah loyalists have already been adjusted into the cabinet, for example, Mr. G. Parmeshwara, KJ George, all these people have already been given a berth. But what about supporters of DK Shiv Kumar? How are they going to get accommodated? Whether they're going to get cabinet berth or possible MLC tickets, chairmanships. So there are a lot of homework that needs to be done before DK Shiv Kumar goes for the entire facelift of Karnataka cabinet. So expect that he would be taking some clarity from here, and obviously he has also paid his respect to Sonia Gandhi, whom he's been calling.
So let's see what emerges come June 18th, because that's when the cabinet expansion will happen. But even now, with the few allocations that have happened, there's been non-stop drama playing out in Karnataka, which we'll track closely. Thanks, Rahul, for the moment. Cutting across to more breaking news coming in. We get you a quick update also coming in on the Vizag steel plant tragedy. After the tragedy, there have been questions about privatization. And now you've had former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy visiting the family members of those who passed away in this particular incident, in this tragedy. And he's made it very clear that the YSRCP stands against privatization of the Vizag steel plant. This has been a political hot potato. And now with the tragedy that's taken place, it's again in the spotlight. Jagan Mohan Reddy has said that we appeal to Prime Minister Modi to ensure that the Vizag steel plant is not privatized. Remember, unions have been up in arms in the last few days over this particular issue. We'll have to see how really it plays out, but there's a lot of politics now over what played out in the Vizag steel plant.
ఇదే స్టీల్ ప్లాంట్ ప్రైవేటీకరణ అప్పట్లో ప్రస్తావన వచ్చినప్పుడు వైఎస్ఆర్సీపీ ప్రభుత్వం గట్టిగా దీన్ని ఆపింది. ఇందులో భాగంగానే అప్పట్లో 2021 మార్చి 9వ తారీఖున ప్రధానమంత్రి గారికి లేఖలు కూడా రాశాం. ఎట్టి పరిస్థితిలోనూ స్టీల్ ప్లాంట్ ప్రైవేటైజేషన్ జరగకూడదు, ఈ ప్లాంట్ను నిలబెట్టగలిగే పరిస్థితికి వివరిస్తూ ఏ రకంగా చేస్తే ఈ ప్లాంట్ నిలబడగలుగుతుంది అని చెప్పి సలహాలు ఇస్తూ ప్రధానమంత్రి గారికి లేఖ కూడా రాశాం. 9వ తారీఖున లేఖ రాశాం.
Updates, let's cut across to more breaking news that's coming in right now. Focusing now on the NDA meeting that's currently underway in Delhi. This is a meeting in which you've got Prime Minister Modi, NDA leaders, chief ministers in attendance. And we're getting you details of what Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has said in that meeting. Heaping praise on Prime Minister Modi, he says that you are an inspiration for all of us. Chandrababu Naidu is in the meeting. He is one of the NDA leaders who's currently speaking at the Bharat Mandapam, speaking about what's happened in Bengal and the massive victory mandate for the BJP. The Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister has said that while Prime Minister Modi inspires all of us, he's also said that we know that Prime Minister Modi will ensure unprecedented development across the country, and that Bengal too will transform. Let's in fact get you more details of exactly what Chandrababu Naidu has said. He says Prime Minister Modi has inspired and energized us. The resolve you have shown for public service and the work you've accomplished is unparalleled. The massive mandate the BJP received in Bengal under your leadership has convinced me that what Bengal thinks today, the nation thinks tomorrow. Whether it's infrastructure or welfare of the poor, you've set new benchmarks for development. The entire NDA is proud of you. We remain dedicated to the nation's development. That's the message from Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. Okay, let's cut across to the first images coming in of Chief Minister Vijay meeting with the Gandhis in Delhi. First images on your screens there of Chief Minister Vijay with Rahul Gandhi. There are also images, and we're just going to correct that. These are the first pictures that are coming in right now of Chief Minister Vijay with the Gandhis. There's pictures of him with Rahul Gandhi and with Priyanka and Sonia Gandhi as well. And those are the pictures on your screens right now. We're going to be getting you details of also what was discussed. You can see the Chief Minister Vijay, besides handing over a bouquet, has also handed over some kind of booklet to both Rahul Gandhi as well as Sonia Gandhi. Courtesy meet, yes, but it also will take forward what exactly will be the sense of what TVK's role will be in the opposition alliance in the India bloc. And there is going to be a discussion on that as well. As we get you the first images there of Vijay meeting with the Gandhis, with Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Mind you, this is the second meeting between Chief Minister Vijay and Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi had also been there for Vijay's swearing-in ceremony, but the first with Sonia Gandhi. We understand that reportedly Priyanka Gandhi could also be a part of the meeting. We'll wait for those pictures to confirm that. But the pictures on your screens right now of Chief Minister Vijay with Rahul Gandhi. This was a meeting that was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago during his first visit to the national capital. At that point, however, the meeting could not take place due to scheduling issues. Now you can see that Chief Minister Vijay has had an opportunity to interact not just with Rahul Gandhi, but also with Sonia Gandhi. First images on your screens. Gautam is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, first images on our screens of Chief Minister Vijay's meeting with Rahul Gandhi, with Sonia Gandhi. Give us a sense of what really you've been able to pick up from your sources, Rahul, on what's been discussed. Is this just a courtesy meet, or will there be a mention of what really the TVK's role is going to be in the India bloc or in an opposition alliance?
The pace of it absolutely is a courtesy visit, given the fact that the visiting chief minister has reached the residence of Gandhi, and therefore he is meeting Rahul Gandhi and obviously Sonia Gandhi, one of the tallest leaders of opposition camp, and therefore in a way he is also thanking them, paying his respect. But at the same time, as I was telling you earlier also, in a way he's also come to get an idea about the outlook of Congress leaders, top Congress leaders as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, and what really they are expecting from the TVK government. Remember, Rahul Gandhi has been very vocal. In fact, he's been saying that I'm very fond of South India, particularly of Tamil Nadu. So what is the idea of governance as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, Sonia Gandhi is concerned? All these things are likely to be discussed. Obviously, these are one of the tallest leaders of our country, so expect that they would be discussing issues like governance, policies, etc. And also, if you see the gift or the pleasantries that have been brought in by Chief Minister Vijay. There is some kind of a shawl which he has brought for both Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, and also two bouquets. So clearly,
well, that's Tamil tradition also, Rahul, because you'll see most leaders from Tamil Nadu coming with what we call a ponnada. That is the shawl that you greet and felicitate leaders with. And so Chief Minister Vijay, following that particular tradition, just focusing on the body language, you can make out the warmth between the leaders, particularly between Chief Minister Vijay and Rahul Gandhi, who have of course interacted many times before, including during that swearing-in ceremony. But we will track very closely the big headlines, the big takeaways of this particular meeting. It's still underway. Rahul Gautam is tracking those updates for us. For years, Hyderabad has been branded as India's technology powerhouse, a city of gleaming towers, of global capability centers, of billion-dollar investments, ambitious slogans. Every government, and I'll say this, regardless of political parties, has celebrated Hyderabad's rise as a cyber city and as a world-class IT destination. Is that what it looks like? On your screens, the pictures we're showing, this is the reality. 2 hours of heavy rain. This is the start of the monsoon. And this is what the so-called cyber city looks like. And let's face it, this is the uncomfortable truth of Hyderabad and so many other cities, which I'll get to. But just focusing on Hyderabad for a moment, this is a city with huge digital ambitions, which rests on infrastructure, struggling with the basics. Roads becoming rivers, traffic grinding to a halt, and just imagine the plight of citizens. They're left stranded. This isn't to target any one party, any one government. This has every year been the reality of this beautiful city, let down by zero planning. So every monsoon, same cycle. You'll see citizens posting videos of flooded streets. Officials announce emergency measures saying we're cracking down, we're cleaning the drains. You'll see a lot of political blame game. The water recedes, the outrage disappears until the next storm. And then it's the same cycle once again. The same lessons relearned, but nothing beyond that. Calling Hyderabad a cyber city is easy. Building a city that can withstand a few hours of intense rain is clearly hard for any Indian city because none of them seem to be ready. That is the test that matters, and in that test, unfortunately, every party has failed. And I'll add that every city has failed. Yes, this is the plight of Hyderabad, but it's also the plight of Delhi. It's also the plight of Bengaluru. It's also the plight of Chennai. I can go on and on. It's the same story in India of defining development by high rises instead of basic infrastructure.
The monsoon may still be days away from Hyderabad, but the city has already caught a trailer of what's to come. Heavy pre-monsoon showers pounded Hyderabad on Tuesday, bringing large parts of the city to a standstill. Vehicles were seen stranded and partially submerged on waterlogged roads. Police personnel rushed to clear routes and make way for ambulances amid the chaos. Even roads surrounding the Telangana Secretariat were inundated after hours of intense rainfall. The downpour exposed the city's drainage woes, several localities reporting severe waterlogging. Not even Hyderabad's flyovers escaped the impact. Water collected at multiple locations, disrupting traffic and causing long delays for commuters. A portion of the entrance arc of Diwan Devdi, the ancestral residence of the Salar Jung family, collapsed during the downpour. 2 people lost their lives due to electrocution during the rains. The scale of disruption has once again raised questions about Hyderabad's preparedness ahead of the monsoon season. With roads submerged, drains overflowing, and traffic crippled, residents are wondering whether the city is ready for the monsoon that is yet to arrive. With Abdul Bashir, Bureau Report, India Today.
And I can bet you that that'll be the plight of every single city in this country, one spell of rainfall. I'm slipping into a short break here on Super 6. Coming up on the other side, first images of the NDA meet that's currently underway. We're standing by for Prime Minister Modi's address, all the highlights and what's expected coming up.
NDA-ruled सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने। मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
Is it Russia that is isolated, or is it partly Europe today that stands isolated? The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wrote an open letter. Your first reactions are, what's the assessment of the blockade and the attack on Iran? Would you consider it provoked or unprovoked? Do you think President Trump was misled?
देखिए, कारण कुछ व्यक्तिगत है, कुछ राजनीतिक है। बिना कारण के तो कोई कुछ करता नहीं है। पर मैं किस तरह की राजनीति करूंगी, कहां से करूंगी, ये मेरा निर्णय है और मेरा हक है। क्योंकि राज्यसभा मुझे एक पार्टी से मिला था, हाँ, जहां विधायकों ने वोट दिया था, बंगाल के लोगों ने इनडायरेक्टली दिया था। तो अगर पार्टी से इस्तीफा दिया तो फिर राज्यसभा सीट भी छोड़ना चाहिए। जो आपका नहीं है उस पे क्यों बैठे रहे। देखिए, सच्चाई तो ये है कि मेरी राजनीति बंगाल में नहीं है, मेरी राजनीति आसाम में है और मुझे आसाम में ही राजनीति करना है। तो आसाम में जो राजनीतिक परिस्थिति है, कोई छुपाने वाली बात नहीं है। मैं आसाम के मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा से मिलके आई हूँ और देखिए, अगर मैं किसी पार्टी में जाना चाहती हूँ, वो तो पार्टी का डिसीजन होता है, मेरा डिसीजन तो नहीं होता। सो लेट अस सी, बट आई फील सी आई एम अ लेडी शुड नेवर गिव हर एज, बट आई एम 53, यू कैन गूगल एंड सी। सो अगले 5 साल तो शायद बीजेपी रहेगी आसाम में। हाँ, और जिस तरह से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पुश बराक वैली में स्पेशली किया है, क्योंकि मैंने तो राजनीति बराक वैली आसाम में किया है। I have never seen this kind of development in the past. अतीत में इस तरह के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पुश जो हमारी बहुत बड़ी समस्या, मैंने पहले कभी नहीं देखा। तो मैं बीजेपी के खिलाफ बोलती थी।
मैंने बहुत अच्छे से आपको विस्तार में कह दिया है। माँ माटी मानुष की पार्टी तृणमूल के माध्यम से, दीदी के आशीर्वाद से और अभिषेक के समर्थन से और उनके गाइडेंस से हमारे 29 एमपीज जीत करके आए, सब तृणमूल माँ माटी मानुष के नाम पर। उसमें से एक का देहांत हो गया तो 28 बच गए। इन गद्दारों से मैं जानना चाहता हूं कि तुम्हें तकलीफ हो रही थी तो तुमने इलेक्शन के बाद ये तकलीफ क्यों जाहिर की? इलेक्शन के पहले करना चाहिए था। और इलेक्शन के बाद अनेकों आरोप लगाए सुखेंदु शेखर ने और रिजाइन कर दिया। उसका आरोप लगा, सही है गलत है वो तो अलग बात हो गया, लेकिन कम से कम उसने एक पॉलिटिकल एथिक्स दिखाया कि वह जिस पार्टी में था, जिस सिंबल के साथ राज्यसभा में एमपी था, उसकी समस्या थी, उसने रिजाइन कर दिया। तुम्हारे में भी अगर पॉलिटिकल एथिक्स है तो तुम भी रिजाइन कर दो उसकी तरह और आ जाओ बीजेपी के टिकट पर लड़ने के लिए।
She'll be here, don't worry. Enola Euphoria Holmes, will you take I, Ernest Augustus of the House of Tewkesbury, to be your husband?
Yes. He has a first name. I was surprised too.
A wedding on the horizon. A mystery in the shadows. And now a dark chapter awaits in the world of Enola Holmes.
I understand you may need some explanation as to how this all began.
Reprising her role as the sharp-witted young detective, Millie Bobby Brown returns as Enola Holmes. Though this time she appears to be navigating far more than just another investigation.
I've spent the last 6 years making myself feel worthy of the Holmes name. Would I now be giving that up? I do.
Lady Enola Tewkesbury.
It doesn't sound right. I don't know. Can I love him without losing myself? Which brings us back to the morning of the wedding.
She'll be here, don't worry.
Set against the backdrop of Malta instead of London, the upcoming chapter is expected to follow Enola as she finds herself pulled into what is being described as the most tangled and treacherous case yet. With romance, conspiracies and mystery unfolding side by side.
I imagine this moment.
It is up to you to find my favorite child.
Favorite?
Have you met Sherlock?
You do not think me capable?
On the contrary, I think you're extraordinary.
Meanwhile, the franchise first found major success with the 2020 release of Enola Holmes.
Which backwards spells alone. And yet,
which introduced audiences to the teenage younger sister of the famed Victorian-era detective Sherlock Holmes, based on Nancy Springer's popular book series.
which leads me on to the second thing you need to know.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने पंजाब में आने वाले चुनाव में अपनी हार को देखते हुए आज बड़ा ही साजिश भरा एक बयान दिया और हिंदू सिखों को बांटने का और दंगे कराने के लिए ऐसी भाषा का इस्तेमाल किया। उन्होंने ट्वीट में कहा, ईडी हिंदू व्यापारियों के ऊपर कार्रवाई कर रही है। इसका मकसद क्या है? जैसे उन्होंने दिल्ली में कहा था कि यमुना जी के अंदर बीजेपी ने जहर डाल दी ताकि आम आदमी पार्टी के वोटर पानी पी के मर जाएं, इस तरह का दंगा भड़काने की उन्होंने दिल्ली में चुनाव में भी कोशिश की थी और अब पंजाब में भी इस तरह की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। मैं आग्रह करता हूं वहां की पंजाब पुलिस की और डीजीपी से तुरंत अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और जिन्होंने इस ट्वीट को फॉरवर्ड करके भगवंत मान जी जैसे लोगों ने कॉपी पेस्ट करके आगे चलाया है, इनके ऊपर दंगे भड़काने, एक शांतमयी प्रदेश के अंदर आग लगाने के लिए उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए।
हिंदू व्यापारी जो हैं वो सब समझते हैं पंजाब को इन्होंने लूट लिया, पंजाब को इन्होंने खत्म कर दिया जो मौजूदा सरकार है। जो आप नशे की बात करते हैं, चिट्टे की बात अभी कर रहे थे, तो चिट्टे की बात और नशे की बात इनके खुद आप क्या करते हैं स्टेजों पे जाकर, असेंबली में जाकर, वो आप किसकी बात कर रहे हो? केजरीवाल जी की बात कर रहे हो, पंजाब को लूट कर खा गए। ईडी की रेड में कह रहा हूँ कि कानून की प्रक्रिया है, जो गलत करेगा उसको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। लेकिन पंजाब को कौन लूट रहा है? पंजाब को ये आम आदमी पार्टी जो पैसा सेक्टर से आता है उसकी लूट होती है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट में यूज होता है, पंजाब के लोगों में नहीं बढ़ता है।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Let's get to all the updates coming in on the NDA meeting that's currently underway in Delhi's Bharat Mandapam, where Prime Minister Modi entered to all the NDA leaders standing up and celebrating his legacy as Prime Minister. So standing ovation, much like earlier today when the cabinet also greeted the Prime Minister with a standing ovation. Let's cut across to Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu.
That is wherever you go, Indians and India is well respected because of you, sir. Our goal is to become #1 economy globally. That is possible only through our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. It is going to happen one day. This is India's defining moment, the beginning of a golden era. Our faith in his leadership is complete. Our commitment to the people unwavering. Our resolve to build a Viksit Bharat by 2047 unshakable. Vande Mataram, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के कुशल सक्षम.
Okay, so that's a message that's come in from Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. We're going to continue getting you all the live updates. In just about 15 minutes from now, Prime Minister Modi is set to speak. We'll get you those updates as well. That's all we have time for in this edition of Super 6. Thanks for tuning in.
ममता बनर्जी का भी अब धर्म संकट बन गया है. क्या वो अपनी पार्टी को बचाए या परिवार को बचाए, भतीजा को बचाए? तो लग तो रहा है कि उन्होंने फिर से जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग किया है, आपका नाम उसमें नहीं है, लेकिन अभिषेक बनर्जी को नेशनल जनरल सेक्रेटरी बना के रखा है. तो क्या उनके वजह से पार्टी टूट रहा है? क्योंकि ज्यादातर लोगों का प्रॉब्लम अभिषेक बनर्जी को लेके है. ये तो सच बात है और आपने क्लोजली उनके साथ काम किया.
देखिए, मेरा अभिषेक बनर्जी का जो डिसीजन है, पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन, जो लोग बोले उसके वजह से हारे हैं, मैं ये भी मानती हूँ उसकी वजह से जीते भी थे. ऐसा नहीं है. पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन लेना उसी टाइम सही लगा और उसी टाइम वो इंटेलिजेंट भी है और वो कूल भी है और मतलब वो डिसीजन ले सकते थे.
लेकिन करप्शन का आरोप तो उनके खिलाफ भी है.
लेकिन जो है मेरे मुझे लगता है ये जो उनका ये डिसीजन गलत, ये मैं नहीं कहूँगी. हारने का अलग हो सकते, लेकिन उसका लाइफस्टाइल गलत है. जैसे वो एक पॉलिटिकल लीडर और एक नॉर्मल पॉलिटिकल लीडर बन के भी जैसे लाइफस्टाइल वो चलाते थे, मतलब उसका जिंदगी जैसे चलाते थे, वो गलत है.
मतलब तृणमूल कांग्रेस का जो मतलब है ग्रास रूट के साथ मिलना, वो नहीं हो रहा.
ममता बनर्जी का यूएसपी है, टीआरपी है, उसका सिंपलिसिटी, उसका सिंपल रहना, सिंपल चलना, वहाँ से वो निकल के बाहर आ गए. मुझे लगता है वो बहुत बड़ी रीज़न हो गया अभिषेक के ऊपर गुस्सा करने का लोगों का. और करप्शन तो है ही सब में.
As I said it in my opening speech, the company will have equal number of AI workers. We call them AI agents as there are employees. If the company has 500,000 employees, the day is not far when the company will have 500,000 AI agents. So the question will be, what all can be done by agents? And those things will be done by agents. And the company's employees and the AI agents will work together. And that will be the future. Will it definitely lead to decrease in hiring? Absolutely. The company will not be hiring the kind of numbers that it used to hire. Why? The company, the industry is likely to hire the same number of people they used to hire, because certain portions of the work in the current scheme of things will go to AI agents. That does not mean there are no future opportunities. Once the transition happens, the AI world will produce so much more opportunities. There will be new talent that will be required. So the company will continue to hire talent, but some of the work that is being done will go to the AI agents. That will be the nature of the transition.
Well, absolutely, yes. There is something very interesting going on here in Mumbai's busiest business district, BKC. There are new ways to tackle traffic. Well, nowadays, the MMRDA has pitched that starting 12th of June, every Friday will be observed as a public transport day, where the employees working in the BKC are being encouraged to leave their cars and bikes at their home and travel by metro, local trains, buses, or other shared transport instead. Well, this initiative has been launched by MMRDA along with the transport agencies and other stakeholders as well. Well, the idea is very simple: reducing the number of vehicles that entering BKC and ease the traffic congestion that thousands of office goers face every day. Well, there are nearly 2 lakh people, professionals who travel to BKC to work. But of course, every day the BKC is jam-packed because of the traffic. Because of this reason, the MMRDA has encouraged people to take the public transport, for example, shared autos, buses, of course, shared rickshaws and local trains as well. Well, if there is even a section of them shift to public transport once a week, it can make a very notable difference. Well, according to the employees, more than half of BKC's workforce still depends on private vehicles, taxis and autos for their commute. Well, this is obviously a very important step which will help in reduce pollution and improve the mobility in the area. Well, this is quite some interesting idea which is pitched by MMRDA for the people, as well as if you are working in BKC, you will obviously note the difference where the Fridays will be different from now on, because there will be a less traffic and less pollution as well.
We had met the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Vijay, and in fact 5 days ago we had an all-party meeting under my leadership requesting the state government to do a social justice survey called a caste-based survey, which is long pending in Tamil Nadu, and the reasons which I've already said earlier, that Tamil Nadu is the only state which has got more than 50% reservation. We have 69% reservation protected under the 9th schedule of the Constitution. The central government's said that they're going to do a caste census, which is a macro level data. So the state government will do a micro level data, and for that, this is the resolution passed under all party meeting under my leadership, which has resolved that to meet the Chief Minister.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Candare Lifestyle Jewelry from Kalyan Company. Co-powered by Jindal Stainless. Co-powered by Sharda University. The world comes together at Sharda. Where are you?
Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. These are the headlines. The 12 years of Modi Sarkar, Modi becomes longest-serving elected Prime Minister. NDA leaders felicitate Prime Minister Modi and thank him. He was also seen enjoying jhal muri served by Bengal Chief Minister Shivendra Adhikari. Italian Prime Minister Meloni congratulates Prime Minister Modi on becoming India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister. Says, hope to create new opportunities. Amidst exodus from TMC, India today accesses list of 19 rebel MPs. Shatrughan Sinha, former cricketer Yusuf Pathan, also in the list of rebels. Earlier, Sushmita Dev resigns. She meets Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, sparking BJP joining buzz. Mega political war breaks out after poll body rejects Congress Neta's Rajya Sabha nomination for hiding criminal cases. Congress cries foul, claims polls being manipulated. BJP slams Congress, says must look within itself. Vijay's second visit to Delhi after becoming Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. Thalapathy meets Rahul and Sonia Gandhi at 10 Janpath. Earlier, he met President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Radhakrishnan. Rajasthan government denied India Today's news break, now stands corrected. Rajasthan Mantri admits oxytocin injections had only water, admits bleeding of women could not be stopped. The latest news break coming in. India Today has now accessed the full list of rebel MPs where the TMC is concerned. List of 19 rebels of the TMC who opened rebellion against Mamata Banerjee. Surprising names in the list as well. Yusuf Pathan, Shatrughan Sinha, as well as Mamata Banerjee's loyalist Shayoni Ghosh also in that list. Anti-defection law no longer applies on rebels where they have crossed the two-third mark, which is at 19. What does it really indicate? We're going to get a larger understanding from our reporters as well. But first up, taking you through that list, I want to cut across to my colleague Piyush, who's joining us live for more. Piyush, the list of 19 which has been released, has it been released with signatures of these said rebels, which include the likes of Shayoni Ghosh, Yusuf Pathan and Shatrughan Sinha?
Well, Preeti, one thing is clear that 19 MPs of Trinamool Congress have rebelled against the leadership of Mamata Banerjee and Viksit Bharat, and this is now almost official because India Today has accessed the list of these MPs who have signed the letter. This is though the list of signed the list of signatures is not out yet, but sources have confirmed us these 19 names, which also includes the name of Shayoni Ghosh, Shatrughan Sinha, and the likes of Kakuli Ghosh. There are few surprising names also in this list.
Okay.
This is certainly indicating that a large chunk of TMC MPs have rebelled against Mamata Banerjee. Now, what we are hearing is that in a day or two, Kakuli Ghosh, who is also leader of these rebel MPs, is going to meet Lok Sabha Speaker. After that meeting, they are going to request a speaker to announce them as the real TMC, and then we will see a big split in Trinamool Congress. If you talk about the numbers, 19 is the exact number which a faction needs to break away from Trinamool Congress.
But there is there is a bit of a lacuna in that as well. What is that formula that they will follow? That's the big question, Piyush, and I want to bring in Aishwarya into this conversation. Aishwarya, they're going to approach the speaker. It seems that the rebel
faction have 19 names of signatories. That 19 practically suggests that they've breached the 2/3 mark, which they needed to breach the anti-defection law. But even then, there is the Maharashtra Supreme Court judgment in place. At the back of that, three options where these MPs are concerned. One, that they join the BJP. The other one, of course, is to go to court where a separate faction, which would be the TMC, and there is a judgment in that in Maharashtra which contends that, so they go to court. Or then they individually continue to function like Swati Maliwal functioned, where the Aam Aadmi Party was concerned.
Well, definitely, but Preeti, the options that you gave, in the third option, it was the Aam Aadmi Party that was actually not touching Swati Maliwal. True. In this case, will Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee and the others, will they not be speaking or touching the MPs? Because these MPs are very, very clear. Their ideology is very, very clear.
The counter to that would be that they have already lost the legislative party in the state. They have no control over the legislative party in the state. So what control do they really have on these MPs then? I'm talking about Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee, Aishwarya.
Well, right, Preeti, that actually is $1 million question. The other thing which actually, even some people are keeping a hawk's eye on are some kind of letters reaching the Election Commission also, because in case there are two factions, then who has the symbol and who has the name? We have seen this fight in NCP. We have seen the fight during Shiv Sena's time also. So those two are the things that we need to keep in mind. But yes, definitely what we are seeing, a complete list is out. And as you rightly pointed out, the number is 19, which means that they have already breached the 2/3 mark. We will have to wait and watch which side this goes to. The Election Commission, from what I understand, has not received a letter from either of the sides, which means that the symbol and the name actually stays with both the parties at this moment. So that's also something that we'll have to wait and watch.
All right, Aishwarya, thank you for that quick update. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal joining us on these dramatic developments that are taking place within the TMC's camp. Meanwhile, the rebellion within the Trinamool Congress appears to be deepening hour by hour, not just day by day anymore. A week after Shuvendu Shekhar Roy's exit, another senior leader has walked out claiming that not happy with the TMC, with whispers of nearly 20 MPs backing the dissidents and more names surfacing. The battle for Bengal's ruling party is now playing out from Kolkata all the way to Delhi.
No end to troubles for the Trinamool Congress. A second major jolt in a week. Senior leader and Rajya Sabha MP Sushmita Dev resigns from the party and the upper house. Soon after, her meeting with Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma in Delhi triggered a fresh political storm. In her resignation, Sushmita Dev confirmed quitting both the Rajya Sabha and party membership. She defended her decision in an exclusive interaction even as her next move remains under watch.
मेरी राजनीति बंगाल में नहीं है, मेरी राजनीति आसाम में है और मुझे आसाम में ही राजनीति करना है। देखिए, अगर मैं किसी पार्टी में जाना चाहती हूँ, वो तो पार्टी का डिसीजन होता है, मेरा डिसीजन तो नहीं होता। तो मैं बीजेपी के खिलाफ बोलती थी, पर वहां जाके अटक जाती थी जब डेवलपमेंट की बात आती थी। So let's hope for the best.
Sources suggest she may join the BJP and contest a Lok Sabha by-poll in Assam. This comes days after another senior exit, Sukhendu Shekhar Roy. He quit citing corruption allegations and failure of law and order in West Bengal. Two high-profile resignations in a week have raised serious questions over Mamata's parliamentary party. And now the numbers are growing. West Bengal leader of opposition Ritabrata Banerjee claims TMC MLAs in his camp have risen to 64.
आप लोगों का जो एमएलए का लिस्ट था 58 पे था, लेटेस्ट कितना गया? आप दावा कर रहे थे
अभी 64 है, 64 एंड काउंटिंग। फिलहाल अभी इसी वक्त 64 है, ये लोग स्पीकर को आके चिट्ठी दे देंगे।
The crisis is also spreading to parliament. Sources say Shayoni Ghosh, a vocal Mamata supporter, is among the signatories on a list of nearly 20 rebel TMC MPs. A development that has shocked party ranks. TMC MP Mala Roy is also in Delhi. Sources say she too is likely to join the emerging rebel camp, further widening the split. Meanwhile, Mamata's nephew Abhishek Banerjee met Rahul Gandhi for over an hour and a half on Wednesday. This follows Mamata Banerjee's meeting with Sonia Gandhi at latter's home a day earlier. Rebel MPs now claim support of around 20 MPs, a key number under the anti-defection law. The Mamata camp, however, is disputing these figures. But in today's churn of Indian politics, 20 is no longer just a number. It is a threshold that can reshape alignments. With defections and realignments playing out across states and across parties, the larger question now is whether political morality itself has been reduced to arithmetic. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, the moot point of this debate on To The Point this evening. Is there any political morality anymore? And are we increasingly normalizing political defections? Leaders who fought on a particular party ticket leave the party, destabilize the party. Should they just quit and fight another election because they've come from a particular political party? Well, all of that being discussed right here. Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Dr. Shantanu Sen, former TMC MP, ex-TMC spokesperson, not very happy with the way things have gone. Also joining me is Priyanka Chaturvedi, former Rajya Sabha MP from the Uddhav Sena faction. I'll cut across to Priyanka Chaturvedi in just a short while. Let's begin with Dr. Shantanu Sen. Dr. Shantanu Sen, what has made you resign from the TMC? You've been with Mamata Banerjee with over 15 years now. What made you decide to leave her at a juncture where she needed you most?
See, Dr. Shantanu Sen doesn't belong to that group who are raising their voice after the miserable defeat of Trinamool Congress or the Hillarian victory of BJP on 4th of May 2026. I am that person who in the year 2023 and 24, when I was the sitting member of Rajya Sabha from Trinamool Congress, I rose my voice against the corruption, financial corruption of Arjikar Medical College and the Hawaii incident that took place on 9th of August. I collected all the documents of corruptions in the tune of crores and crores of rupees that took place in Arjikar Medical College, and I submitted all the documents to the highest leader of the party and the highest person of the administration, expecting justice. Unfortunately, despite getting justice, I was removed from that post. Then, during the Hawaii incident, me and my wife, who happens to be a doctor and a councillor of Calcutta Corporation, we also raised our voice and demanded justice. Then not only I was suspended, my wife was heckled by the political goons supported by our then local MLA, Mr. Medical College. Her student life was made miserable. Finally, I was threatened that if you say further, if you move further, we will see how your daughter can become a doctor. So finally, I was forced to remain silent. But my protest was since 2023 during that Himalayan huge corruption and in 2024 during the Hawaii incident. Now, after the public mandate went against Trinamool Congress, new government came in. Finally, I got confidence that at least those goons, those hooligans cannot damage me and my family further. So I could get the opportunity to open my mouth once again, keeping full faith and trust on this new BJP government run by the dynamic and efficient Chief Minister, Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari.
One quick question, Dr. Sen, that I'm going to ask you. Many would suggest that this is political opportunism. You were with Mamata Banerjee. You took lots of political posts under her. You've been in the Rajya Sabha, sponsored by the TMC itself, and you're choosing to speak out right now once she has actually lost this election. Why were you quiet for so long? And what's your future? Are you going to join Ritabrata's side or are you joining the BJP? Where do you stand politically, Dr. Sen, now?
I have already said long back that I am a doctor by profession and politician by passion. Neither I am going to leave my profession nor I am going to leave my passion. What we will do will be determined by the Almighty. I believe in God and He will be showing me the path.
Okay, I want to cut across to now Priyanka Chaturvedi, from the Uddhav Shiv Sena faction. lots was going about, Ms. Chaturvedi, at a time that you would be defecting very soon. How do you view the latest wave of defections, not just from the TMC, before that from the Aam Aadmi Party as well? Leaders who were publicly pledging loyalty to Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, in matter of days switched camps.
No, I think what happened in Aam Aadmi Party was a very boutique formula applied by the Bharatiya Janata Party these days to try and ensure that there's a two-third majority in any of the chambers if they can't break the party. Schedule 10 says the party from top to bottom, right from the party office bearers to elected representatives, have to have a two-third split. Till then, the party split is not considered legal or valid or constitutionally valid. And we are fighting this case. Shiv Sena is fighting this case in the Supreme Court. It's only unfortunate that Supreme Court has not taken a decision on it. So they started a boutique idea of how splits will be engineered. So you need 7 numbers in the Rajya Sabha. You are coming with 7 numbers. So let's split you 2/3 and take you. So that is what happened with Aam Aadmi Party. In the case of TMC, a similar formula is being applied, but unfortunately, we are seeing this kind of exodus happening with right from the MLAs to the members of parliament, and now we are seeing that play out in the Rajya Sabha. But I would also, it shows a new dynamic and new play that is out there in the political landscape now, where the politicians look at themselves as individuals, that they do their best in whichever party they are in, and when they see the party not being able to live up to their vision, their idea, they choose to move on. This is what is exactly happening, and political parties will sooner or later will start using and throwing individuals, and individuals will start making their choices depending on where they see themselves best fitting into.
We're going to bring in, we have other guests as well, but Priyanka Chaturvedi, asking you a quick question. Do these defections reflect now a failure of political parties to meet aspirations of their leaders, or do they point to a larger problem of political morality, where politicians simply move towards better opportunities, opportunism at play, because politics has now become a career choice, not an ideological choice?
I find it amusing simply because still a few months ago, there was this huge discussion happening on where Priyanka Chaturvedi is moving next. So Priyanka Chaturvedi is sitting right where she was sitting, but people have moved on from here to there. So the question here is, yes, there would be questions about opportunism, traitor, name calling, etc. And at the same time, even a political party will need to relook. And listen, to every politician, I'd say there are ups and downs in every political party. While I was in the Congress, I was accused many times of hopping over to the Shiv Sena. But even then, I was a member of the opposition. I continue to be a member of the opposition. So for better future prospects or for better future identities, if your idea is something which doesn't hold good anymore or is not winning the hearts of the people, then people are using that as a reason. I find that a little difficult to believe. For example, people who have stayed for decades with Mamata Banerjee, like Kakuli Das Gupta, and I've heard her interview, she said she's been there even before Mamata Banerjee was in power. So she would have valid reasons. She must have her reasons.
Okay, stay with me. I want to cut across to Rajiv Rai, Lok Sabha MP from the Samajwadi Party as well, who's joining us. Rajiv Rai, with what is playing out in West Bengal, could also very quickly, sir, move towards what's going to happen in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Why do you see this spate of defections, leaders who are very loyal to a particular party like Mamata Banerjee, before that even an Arvind Kejriwal Aam Aadmi Party, taking days just to move ranks to another party? Is it opportunism, or is there any form of ideology left?
Where is ideology when they talk like this? Even after losing the election, I saw a few of the faces on the TV talking high about Mamata Banerjee, and they didn't criticize. You could have accepted if they had criticized Abhishek or whatever the reason they are citing now before the assembly election. And let me assure you, whatever BJP may do, but they are not going to succeed in Uttar Pradesh, at least for sure we are telling. We have defeated them in 2024 and we are going to wipe them out from Uttar Pradesh in 27. That is, mark my word, and I'll be sitting with you on 27 after 27 result. But I mean, still I'll tell you the few names like Satyodhan Sinha, Saini Ghosh, I cannot digest. I don't know if they have signed really. I'm not privy to that. I haven't seen that later on, neither it came on your channel. But this is very unfortunate. It is not only betraying the party they are member of, but they are also betraying the voters who voted them from a particular party. If you are not agreeing, fine. If you have a certain point of time, you do not match your ideology, or you feel the party is not doing for the reason what I have chosen this party, you better resign and go back to your public. Or at least in this case, they could have criticized, they could have explained these issues before the election. Forget. After election, few people went missing, went in the hibernation, but certain faces who are still praising Mamta ji, today, I mean, if they've switched over to other camp, you can't say anything. BJP, they started with the horse trading, poaching, now breaking the parties. Now this has become a trend of capturing the party. And this is not good for the public, this is not good for democracy, this is not good for any political party. No, the time is not all the time same.
No, fair point, but Rajiv Raji, every member of the TMC, and I myself interviewed Shayani Ghosh right before the election, said exactly what you were saying. The question is larger. Is there any political morality left? Is there political ideology even left in today's day and time? When you see leaders hop, skip and jump in a matter of days who have pledged allegiance, some for years, or some who clearly don't have the patience to sit in the opposition anymore. And are we somewhere down the line normalizing defections?
No, I agree. I agree with you. There is no political morality left with this kind of characters, but you cannot say this cannot be a sweeping or general statement everywhere to be applied. There are people. I am sitting here. I was rated before UP Assembly election. I've been punished till today without. I mean, they found no mistake in my accounts, but income tax is still harassing me, and I could have easily joined BJP to get into the washing machine and get clean sheet. There are people, but these people, you say, you have interviewed, I saw that you were interviewed before the election, the Shayani Ghosh. I am talking that even after the result was out, Shayani Ghosh had a different language for Mamta ji. I mean, how today suddenly, and then still if they talk about morality and value, I'm sorry, I don't subscribe this kind of thinking. I don't subscribe. I mean, this is sheer opportunism. I mean, I don't know. You can't blame only BJP. BJP, of course, they are stooping down to any level to grab the power, or they are trying for 2/3 majority so they can get those bills cleared. But these people are also to be blamed who have gone to their side.
Stay with me, sir. I want to cut across to Mr. Saugata Roy, Lok Sabha MP of the TMC, one of the very few, a handful of those who have decided to remain with Mamta Banerjee. Saugata Roy, what do you make of what is happening now? It seems in Lok Sabha, 19 of your colleagues, which is 2/3 of the MPs, have decided that they are leaving Mamta Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee.
And doing what? That is the question. I think that this is all a part of BJP's Operation Lotus. They are short of an absolute majority in Lok Sabha. They are 240. So they are trying to win over. Because of the bad results in West Bengal, people have become vulnerable. And most of these people who are Trinamool MPs are newbies. They neither have a political base nor deep political commitment. So, lured by BJP's Operation Lotus offerings, they're going abroad to the BJP. They may say that they're forming a separate bloc, but in effect it is becoming support to Modi, because Modi is the leader of the NDA and they're going that way because of threats or because of whatever allurements are offered to them.
But Mr. Roy, is allegiance to Mamta Banerjee so weak that leaders who have stayed with her, Kakuli Dastidar Ghosh, has fought with what you would call the good fight with Mamta Banerjee? She's been out of power, she's lost 5 elections, yet she's decided to move on. Then there are those from 2011 who have joined and decided to move on. Is it so weak allegiance to Mamta Banerjee that any kind of coercion or, like you said, it could even be money involved, is so easy to lure them?
That these people were with Mamta Banerjee during her time in power. Kakoli is only a little senior, Before she won in 2009, she lost 2 assembly elections and 1 corporation elections. All in spite of the support of Mamata Banerjee. Then she became MP and has remained MP since then. This assembly election she wanted a son to stand from Barasat, which was declined. And before that, her husband was minister in Mamata Banerjee's government. He lost the position. And now she was removed from the post of chief whip of the Trinamool parliamentary party. So with these grouses, she led this so-called dissident movement. And apparently she has been able to attract a few people.
It's not just a few, Mr. Roy. It's 19 of the 28 MPs that you have. That's 2/3 of the MPs.
Hello.
Mr. Roy, it's not just a few MPs, but 2/3 of the MPs.
Hello.
You have 28 Lok Sabha MPs, 19 of them. Okay, we seem to have lost Mr. Saugata Roy. We're going to try and cut across to her. I want to bring in Neerja Chowdhury into this conversation. Appreciate the patience, Ms. Chowdhury. I know you've been waiting for a while, but we've been getting one newsmaker after the other. But Ms. Chowdhury, larger question, is there any political morality left in Indian politics? Because with what we've seen with the TMC, till 3 days ago, you have a Sushmita Dev who comes out and takes on the BJP strongly and today is found sitting next to Hemanta Biswa Sarma. You have a Shayani Ghosh who 1 month ago in an on-camera conversation told me she's never going to leave Mamata Banerjee's side. In all probability is a signatory of one of the 19 names which are the rebel faction. A month and a half ago, you have the backbone of the Aam Aadmi Party, the trusted lieutenants of the Aam Aadmi Party move away to the BJP?
I think, political morality has been not there for a long time. To say that suddenly this has happened, but you put your finger on the button, I think. Politics today is like a career. It is not a commitment to an idea or an ideology or a desire to shape society, which was the case earlier. Therefore, even if you had adversity, you waited in the opposition, you bide your time for the next round. That, I think, is not there. People are getting impatient, they're aspirational, they don't have the time for it. And nor have they known it. In the case of Mamata Banerjee, she's been in power for 15 years. So a lot of the youngsters would have only seen what came via the government route. To think of now being in the opposition when the party is so down, party is actually evaporating. Mamata Banerjee may have a handful of MPs left now. You talked about 19 out of 28 leaving. Many more may go. And Sushmita Dev, I have seen her over the years. She is a very serious politician. She's not, she's there to do something, and she has a history of her father, and therefore for her to make the comment, that you cannot have emotion in politics. That's a very harsh comment. It's like a reality check. And that I have to do whatever I have to do in Assam, not in West Bengal. Meaning she thought at one point TMC would give her the chance to do something in Assam. And it obviously didn't work out that way. So, it's a very complex this. Yes, obviously the BJP is fishing in troubled waters. Absolutely, and it will. Yes, the BJP would like numbers in parliament from the TMC as well as the DMK that it's wooing and having back-channel conversations with. So 40 and more MPs who are, give it tacit support, will give it comfort level, may enable it to bring in laws that it wants to pass, may enable it to bring the women reservation bill and delimitation that it may be thinking of bringing in again, and so on. But for the TMC, it has to look, why is this unraveling taking place so far? Point. Is it only the BJP in the act? Or did things go wrong also in the way the party functioned? And
let me pose that question.
Harsh questions
need to be asked. I just want to bring in Priyanka Chaturvedi, and I believe we have Shaugato Roy still with us for one question each. Shaugato Roy, taking off from what Ms. Chowdhury, Nirja Chowdhury is saying, yes, that, what you talk about, inducement, coercion, maybe all of that is at play. But is there a reflection that the party could very well be breaking from within? Mamata Banerjee hasn't quite led her party in a manner that somewhere down the line, which instilled allegiance in her party men. Is there a reflection that something bigger than just coercion and allurement is at play here?
Yes, what is the question?
Sir, the question is, while, yes, you can blame the BJP of Operation Lotus, but is there an attempt at self-reflection where the TMC is concerned? Because you've had a mass exodus, 19 out of 28. 10 can be lured, 12 can be lured, but 19 of 28, sir.
Yes, it's a big number. It is unfortunate that the nominations given by Mamata Banerjee in 24 were not wise. She has given ticket to newbies, people who have no commitment, who have no ties to the grassroots, who are there for the fashion, cinema artists, actors, people who have no connection with politics. So they are weak. In a difficult situation, they are offered some freebies, and that's why they are jumping. It's utterly immoral, utterly unethical that 2 years back, you are elected with a party symbol, and 2 years later, you are still a MP, and you think that you should change parties. This is absolutely unacceptable as far as I am concerned.
Fair point, sir. I'm glad at least you make the point that maybe there was a fault in giving out tickets by the party itself. So there is a certain amount of blame that the party needs to shoulder of what's happening. I appreciate that honesty. Thank you. Mr. Roy, for joining us. I want to take one quick question from Priyanka Chaturvedi before we dip into a quick break. Priyanka Chaturvedi, carrying on our conversation from earlier, now, do you think somewhere down the line, today, politicians, you've sat right next to Sushmita Deb. At one point of time, Sushmita Deb and you were in the same party, which is the Congress. So you've seen it firsthand. Do politicians today lack the patience to stay the course of ideology? Or has politics become a pure tool of career advancement? Whichever party gives you a better job profile, you go there.
No, I do. Sometimes there are crossroads in my life too, where I feel that politics, we are giving so much of our time, energy, efforts into something. And if it is not paying off, so we look at it as from a perspective of career. However, being a member of the opposition, never having been in power, except for that brief period when we were in power in the state government, I would just say that I think we should stop labeling people on the basis of how we see politics was 30 years ago or 40 years ago. It has changed. Aspirations have changed. People who are coming into politics have come with a very changed mindset. Gen Z expects a lot from us. Gen Z expects us to speak their language. They also expect us to deliver. So somewhere down the line, we are seeing people who are consolidating their own positions vis-a-vis those who are in a rush to get whatever they have in their mind or to reach those goals. And as I see it, people are not judging them harshly. It's only we sitting in the television studios, etc., who are judging everyone harshly, but people are voting how they wish to vote.
All right, Priyanka, I want to ask you one quick question. Are you still staying with the Shiv Sena, or because there's a fair amount of speculation that you very well could be leaving as well?
Absolutely. I think this entire game that is being played because of some loopholes that exist in the system needs to be abolished, because, as people who are representatives, they're supposed to teach morality and, I would say professionalism to people down the road who are looking up to them. What we're losing in the long run is integrity, honesty, and commitment to a cause. So every individual who's looking at, let's say, one of these young Gen Z leaders who's moved to the other side, they're going to ask themselves the question, look, he continues to succeed despite hopping over changing his ideas, his ideology, etc. He's successful. Why should we not do it? So we will become a citizenry of lesser integrity, lesser morality, and lesser accountability. And that is why I believe whatever loopholes that exist in the Constitution, our Supreme Court, with all due respect to our Supreme Court, stop taking those holidays to London, etc., where you are right now. Please work towards strengthening our Constitution and actually striking down any such constitutional immorality that has happened over the past 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, and set the ball rolling. That there's going to be zero tolerance to Constitution being, misused for the virtue of being in power. Second, whatever loopholes that exist, tighten those. It is for this nation. It is not for our politics. What we leave behind would be a legacy which we will all be ashamed of when we read it 20 years down the line.
All right, so, we recorded with Priyanka Chaturvedi a while ago, and this was a question where she had answered on whether there should be strong anti-defection laws. I also did ask her whether she's going to be leaving her party anytime soon. There's so much speculation. She says, absolutely not, I'm staying put. On that note, a quick break. Stay with us. News and updates continue on the other side.
सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने। मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
No hacks, no drama. Just the real Korean ritual in every bottle of Akaje. Infused with Jeju-grown botanicals and powered by K-Beauty Science. Akaje, now in India.
The action never stops and neither do we. From breaking updates to match analysis, from big moments to bigger conversation. This is where sports comes alive. Fast, sharp, unfiltered. For the fans who want every update, every story, every headline first. Welcome to Sports Today, your destination for everything sports. Press that bell icon and subscribe now.
What's the assessment of the blockade and the attack on Iran? Would you consider it provoked or unprovoked?
I don't see any provocations on the part of Iran. We keep saying that they should deter from striking on the neighboring states, but they give a very straightforward answer. They say, we have been attacked, our children are being killed, and all the leaders of the state were killed. What can we do?
And joining me now is the latest Trinamool Congress MP to quit the party. It's Rajya Sabha MP Sushmita Dev joins us. Good to have you on the show, Sushmita Dev. You moved from the Congress to the TMC and now we are told you're on your way to the BJP. Am I correct that you made the switch from Congress to TMC to possibly now the BJP?
I need to know for certain what the next steps are. But it is a fact, Rajdeep, that after I resigned from the party, then I resigned from the Rajya Sabha seat with the Vice President. And I went to meet the Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma. We had a very candid conversation. And I think one thing has been clear right from the start, like you said, from Congress to Trinamool to wherever, that I would like to focus in Assam and find a way to work there. So I have expressed that to him. So, I mean, there is no finality in our discussion. So he heard me out. So I think you'll have to wait for me to, confirm that to you. But yes, we did have a discussion.
So it's likely, can I say it's likely that you're on your way to the BJP since you met Hemanta Biswa Sarma and it's out in the open?
See, you're asking me to now, say, is this likely, is that likely? I had a discussion with him. So if tomorrow he comes back and tells me that, look, for whatever reason, it's not possible, I am hoping that I will be in a position to walk into the Chief Minister's office and ask him to help me with certain work in my region, which would not have been possible if I was in the Trinamool Congress. I know, Rajdeep, when you can't deliver to your people, you can't hold on to your base, you can't hold on to your support, and gradually you become irrelevant. And I'm definitely not wanting to go down that road.
So tell me, what's the reason that you left? Is it because Mamata Banerjee lost and the Trinamool Congress is now hemorrhaging? Is that the reason you left? Had Trinamool Congress won in Bengal, would you have still said, okay, I want to work for the people of Assam, that's why I'm leaving the party? Because a number of MPs seem to be leaving, or MLAs, simply because Mamata Banerjee's party has lost in West Bengal. What was the prime reason why you suddenly decided to leave the party when just a couple of days ago you were defending and praising Mamata Banerjee?
See, on the 4th of May, incidentally, it was not just the mandate of Bengal, which has been, which is getting a lot of focus. It's also the mandate of Assam that came. As you know, in Assam, Congress lost badly. Trinamool Congress won 1 seat, and BJP got around 102. So there's a clear mandate there. I know what people are thinking there. Number 2 is that it's not just you win some election, you lose some elections. It happens all the time. But I think what unfolded within the All India Trinamool Congress, right from the 4th of May, I watched the sequence of events right till 8th of June. And what became crystal clear to me is that, even if out of my love and loyalty and respect for Mamata Di, if I continued in All India Trinamool Congress, I didn't see a way of how I could work in Assam. It's just not practical. I mean, I actually thought to myself that is Mamata Di wondering what to do with me, and am I sitting at home and wondering how do I take this forward? So it's a whole lot of things. It's a whole lot of things put together. And Rajdeep, I have no shame in saying that I'm a career politician. I'm not a part-time politician. It's not like I haven't dedicated my entire last 30 years in it. And I have to look at the ground reality and I have to be practical. And I thought this is the best decision I could take for myself.
So is practicality meaning that you have to be proximate to power at all times? That the closer you are to power, for career politicians, being proximate to power is the only way forward?
See, Rajdeep, it's a fact that Mamata Didi was in power when I joined Trinamool in 2021. But I don't know whether you will understand, because I hope you do, because you came to Tripura. Every place or every area that I was asked to work in was one of the toughest. It was like a greenfield project I was given. And I can say it with great conviction that I was asked to handle Tripura, I was asked to handle Assam. And at least in Assam, I'm leaving the Trinamool, putting them in a better position, not worse, with even though it's a one single MLA. So my conscience is clear. And I think everybody has the right to change their mind. It's my right. Why should I not be able to change my mind? I mean, Rajdeep, in 2026 assembly elections, we saw Congress give 294 candidates against the Trinamool. Okay. And on 8th of June, all is well. So if top leaders and senior leaders and astute leaders can change their mind, I don't think anybody should question me if I have a change of mind.
So every politician can change their mind, but there will be those who will say the only ism then is opportunism. that you made now, as I said, the transition from Congress to its ideological adversary, the BJP. So, I mean, the only ism for politics seems to be opportunism. How will you respond to those who say career politicians are basically opportunists?
There's a very fine distinction between an opportunity and opportunism. I mean, not playing with words. But I have never asked any party that after decades of relationship with DMK, why did you dump them for TVK? I have never asked anybody that for a package in Bengal, if you can be a part of the NDA, now why are you such bitter adversarials? So that's politics. It's very dynamic. So what is an opportunism for me? Isn't I mean, what is opportunism for me is my criticism. But I'm sorry, I will take an opportunity to serve the people and be in politics of Assam, which is just not possible being in the Trinamool Congress.
Is it true that there was pressure, Sushmita Dev, put on you by the BJP? They were threatening to reopen some old case. They were saying, Sushmita Dev, you don't quit the Rajya Sabha, you don't join us. We will perhaps find some skeleton in your cupboard.
See, Rajdeep, it's very simple. I have absolutely no criminal case against me. I have no allegations against me. So I don't know what kind of pressure you are talking about. And, you know, under pressure, if I was acting under pressure, and I think it would be obvious on my face, I am telling you categorically and
मैं अभिभूत हूं, कृतज्ञ हूं। चरैवेति चरैवेति के मंत्र का जाप करते हुए इस राजनीतिक यात्रा में अनेक उतार चढ़ाव देखते हुए एक दिन ये पड़ाव भी आएगा, मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था। निर्वाचित प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में निरंतर सबसे लंबी अवधि तक सेवा करने का अवसर, इसे मैं अपना परम सौभाग्य मानता हूं। आपने इस अवसर पर मुझे सम्मानित किया, इतना मान दिया, इसके लिए मैं आप सभी का बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। साथियों, इतने लंबे समय तक मां भारती की सेवा का सौभाग्य मिलना, ये ईश्वर की विशेष कृपा से ही संभव हो सकता है। और मेरे लिए तो जनता जनार्दन ही ईश्वर का रूप है। और इसलिए मैंने इस सेवा कार्य को हमेशा एक साधना के रूप में ही देखा है। और ये साधना भी एकाकी नहीं रही है, ये एक सामूहिक यज्ञ है जिसमें आप सबने और अनेकों साथियों ने कर्तव्य भाव से अपना योगदान दिया है। मैं आज इस यात्रा के ऐसे सभी साथियों के प्रति भी अपना आभार प्रकट करता हूं। साथियों, इस अवसर पर एनडीए परिवार के सदस्यों ने एक रिजोल्यूशन भी पेश किया है। ये आप सबकी आत्मीयता और उदारता है, क्योंकि मैं इस यात्रा को अपनी व्यक्तिगत उपलब्धि नहीं मानता हूं। ये हर दृष्टिकोण से हम सबकी सामूहिक उपलब्धि है। ये एनडीए के हर घटक दल की एक समान उपलब्धि है। इसलिए मैं इस प्रस्ताव को आप सभी को भाजपा समेत हमारे एनडीए परिवार के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को समर्पित करता हूं। साथियों, भारत की जनता का निरक्षीर विवेक हमेशा अद्भुत रहा है। देश की जनता ने राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर राजनीतिक स्थिरता का महत्व समझा है। ये जनता जनार्दन की परिपक्वता ही है कि उसने लंबे समय तक मुझे इस तरह जनता की सेवा का अवसर दिया। 2014 के पहले के कई दशक बहुत अस्थिरता और उथल-पुथल से भरे हुए थे। इसका देश को बहुत नुकसान भी उठाना पड़ा। लेकिन अब देश की जनता एक स्थिर सरकार का काम भी देख रही है और उसकी निर्णायक क्षमताओं की प्रशंसक भी है। मैं आज देश की महान जनता को भी नमन करता हूं। जनता जनार्दन का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। साथियों, साल 2014 में जब एनडीए की जीत हुई थी, तब मैंने कहा था कि आज देश के सामान्य मानवी में एक नई आशा का उदय हुआ है। इस आशा का, इस उम्मीद का संरक्षण हम सभी का बहुत बड़ा दायित्व था। देश के लोगों ने कांग्रेस के विश्वासघात के बाद अपना भरोसा हमें सौंपा था। मुझे आज संतोष है, गर्व है कि एनडीए परिवार के तौर पर हमने देश के विश्वास को हमेशा और मजबूत किया है। – 2014 में आशा का उदय होता सूरज आज नए आत्मविश्वास के प्रकाश पुंज में बदल गया है। भारत के लोगों ने पहली बार ये देखा है कि जब सही नियत से सरकार चलती है तो तेज गति से विकास भी होता है। एनडीए सरकार के इन 12 वर्षों में 25 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोगों का गरीबी से बाहर निकलना ये दिखाता है कि हमारी नीतियां सही हैं, हमारी दिशा सही है। ये सफलता आज देश के हर उस व्यक्ति को एक भरोसा देती है कि एक न एक दिन उसका संघर्ष भी खत्म होगा। एक दिन उसके सपने भी पूरे होंगे। और मैं मानता हूं, कल जो गरीब था, आज जो न्यू मिडिल क्लास बना है, उसे अब हमें पीछे नहीं होने देना है। इसलिए सरकार के नाते, जनप्रतिनिधि के नाते हमें दिन रात काम करना है परिश्रम की पराकाष्ठा कर दी है और इस संकल्प के साथ कि 140 करोड़ का ये देश हमसे जो उम्मीदें लगाए बैठा है वो जरूर पूरी हो। भारत का युवा, भारत की नारी शक्ति, भारत का मध्यम वर्ग, भारत के किसान, सबकी आकांक्षाएं, उनकी एस्पिरेशंस हमें पूरी करनी है। आज देश का हर नागरिक विकसित भारत के सपने से भरा हुआ है। विकसित भारत का सपना अब किसी एक व्यक्ति का नहीं रहा, किसी सरकार का नहीं रहा, किसी दल का नहीं रहा। देश के जन जन का सपना बन चुका है, संकल्प बन चुका है। और इस सपने की पूर्ति के लिए हमें अपना हर पल समर्पित करना है। साथियों, एनडीए के 12 वर्षों की एक बड़ी सफलता ये भी है कि देश कांग्रेस के कुचक्र से आजाद हुआ है। कांग्रेस ने देश को लाचारगी, बेचारगी और हीन भावना के गर्त में गिरा दिया था। देश को यही एहसास कराया जाता था कि भारत में विकास धीरे धीरे ही होता है, भारत में तेज विकास संभव ही नहीं है। और बड़ी ही चतुराई से इस धीमी विकास को एक नाम दिया था, हिंदू ग्रोथ रेट, यानी कार्यशैली कांग्रेस की, दायित्व कांग्रेस का, विफलता कांग्रेस की, लेकिन कलंक देश की बड़ी हिंदू आबादी के नाम लगाया गया। जबकि असल में इस कुसंस्कृति का नाम होना चाहिए था कांग्रेस ग्रोथ रेट। इस कांग्रेस ग्रोथ रेट में ना गवर्नेंस थी, ना नीति, ना नियत और ना ही निर्णय। साथियों, पहली बार अटल जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए सरकार आई, तब जाकर हमें एक झलक दिखी कि विकास में गति कैसे आती है। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से 2004 में देश फिर से अस्थिरता के बवंडर में और कांग्रेस के शिकंजे में फंस गया। विकास तो दूर की बात है, देश को कांग्रेस ने एक के बाद एक हजारों करोड़ रुपए के घोटालों में घसीट दिया। साथियों, देश का भाग्य फिर तब बदला जब 2014 में एनडीए की सरकार बनी। देश ने देखा कि जब नियत, नीति और निर्णय तीनों एक साथ काम करते हैं तो विकास की गति कैसी होती है। देश ने देखा कि जो काम दशकों में होते थे वो काम महीनों में होने लगे। 2014 में 74 एयरपोर्ट से 2026 में 160 से अधिक एयरपोर्ट तक, 2014 में 1000 किलोमीटर एक्सप्रेसवे से 2026 में 6700 किलोमीटर एक्सप्रेसवे तक, 2014 में सिर्फ 5 शहरों में मेट्रो से 2026 में 20 से ज्यादा शहरों में मेट्रो तक, 2014 में 700 करोड़ रुपए डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट से 2026 में 23,000 करोड़ रुपए के डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट तक। देश ने बहुत लंबी यात्रा तय की है। साथियों, 2014 में देश में केवल 25 करोड़ इंटरनेट यूजर थे। आज 100 करोड़ से अधिक यूजर इंटरनेट से जुड़े हैं। 2014 में डिजिटल पेमेंट्स ना के बराबर थे। आज भारत डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन में नंबर 1 देश है। 2014 में भारत अपनी जरूरत का ज्यादातर मोबाइल बाहर से मंगाता था। आज भारत 33 करोड़ से अधिक मोबाइल हैंडसेट खुद बनाता है। 2014 में सोलर क्षमता केवल 2.5 गीगावाट थी। आज यह 150 गीगावाट से अधिक है। 2014 में एथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग केवल 1.5% था। आज यह 20% तक पहुंच चुकी है। 2014 में देश की एक भी सेमीकंडक्टर यूनिट नहीं थी। आज देश में बन रही 10 से ज्यादा सेमीकंडक्टर यूनिट्स भारत को आधुनिकता की तरफ ले जा रही है। साथियों, हमने देश की जरूरतों को अपनी नीतियों और निर्णयों का आधार बनाया। नई सोच से नए फैसले लिए। हमने युवाओं के लिए स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री बनाई। सहकारी क्षेत्र को मजबूती देने के लिए अलग कोऑपरेटिव मिनिस्ट्री बनाई। हमारे मछुआरे भाई बहनों के लिए अलग फिशरीज मिनिस्ट्री बनाई। हमारा फोकस क्लियर था, विकास की इस दौड़ में कोई पीछे न छूटे। साथियों, हमने दिव्यांगजनों के लिए कानून बनाया। आदिवासियों के लिए जनमन जैसी योजनाएं शुरू की। पशुपालकों और मछुआरों को पहले किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड का लाभ नहीं मिलता था। हमने उन्हें भी सुविधा से जोड़ा। और इतना ही नहीं, हमारी सरकार ने रेहड़ी पटरी वालों को भी स्वनिधि क्रेडिट कार्ड की सुविधा दी। साथियों, सवाल यह है कि अगर 12 साल में इतना कुछ हो सकता है तो फिर दशकों तक क्यों नहीं हुआ? ये कांग्रेस ग्रोथ रेट और एनडीए ग्रोथ रेट का अंतर है। एक व्यवस्था लोगों को इंतजार कराती थी। आज की व्यवस्था परिणाम दिखाती है। एक व्यवस्था काम अटकाती भटकाती थी। आज की व्यवस्था कहती है काम अभी होगा, समय पर होगा और बड़े पैमाने पर होगा। और इसलिए साथियों, 2014 से 2026 की कहानी केवल आंकड़ों की कहानी नहीं है। यह उस भारत की कहानी है जिसने पहली बार अपनी पूरी क्षमता के साथ दौड़ना शुरू किया है। वो भारत जो बड़े लक्ष्य तय कर रहा है और इन लक्ष्यों की प्राप्ति के लिए जी तोड़ मेहनत कर रहा है। साथियों, एनडीए के 12 वर्षों की उपलब्धियों की एक और विशेषता है। हमें ये उपलब्धियां वैश्विक अस्थिरता और अशांति के दौर में हासिल हुई है। एक स्थिर सरकार होने का लाभ क्या होता है, ये बार बार इस दौर ने साबित किया है। कोरोना के समय को हम कभी नहीं भूल सकते, जब हर तरफ हाहाकार मचा था, लेकिन भारत उस हालात को मुकाबला करते हुए भी सफलता से आगे बढ़ा। साथियों, दुनिया के बड़े बड़े देशों की अर्थव्यवस्थाएं संघर्ष कर रही है, तब भी 2025-26 में भारत ने 7.7% की ग्रोथ रेट हासिल की है। और पिछला क्वार्टर तो जो 31 मार्च को खत्म हुआ, उसमें भी भारत की ग्रोथ 7.8% रही है। ये सफलता इतनी आसान नहीं है दोस्तों। हम फ्रेजाइल 5 के कटघरे से बाहर निकलकर आज दुनिया की तेज गति से आगे बढ़ने वाली अर्थव्यवस्था बन चुके हैं। साथियों, कल के विकसित भारत की गारंटी है आज का आकांक्षी भारत। आकांक्षी भारत के गर्भ में विकसित भारत पल रहा है। आज के भारत की आकांक्षाएं बड़ी हैं, सपने बड़े हैं, इसलिए उसके संकल्प और लक्ष्य भी उतने ही बड़े हैं। देश की इन आकांक्षाओं का वाहक हमारा मिडिल क्लास है, नियो मिडिल क्लास है। इसलिए हमारी सरकार मध्यम वर्ग के एस्पिरेशंस को पूरा करने में लगी है। मिडिल क्लास की ईज ऑफ लिविंग, उसकी क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ, उसके लिए नए अवसर और नई संभावनाएं हमने हर फ्रंट पर काम किया है। साथियों, 2014 से पहले मिडिल क्लास कानून की उलझनों का सबसे बड़ा शिकार हुआ करता था। जटिल टैक्स सिस्टम, आमदनी के सीमित स्रोत और टैक्स का बड़ा बोझ, खराब गवर्नेंस की मार, ये सब सामान्य मानवीय के लिए डेली लाइफ की चुनौती होती थी। लेकिन हमने मिडिल क्लास की परेशानियों को समझा, हमने मिडिल क्लास की आकांक्षाओं को समझा और इसलिए आज 12 लाख रुपए तक की आमदनी पूरी तरह से टैक्स फ्री है। आज देश में सरल और फेसलेस टैक्स सिस्टम है। अच्छे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से उनका जीवन आसान हुआ है। साथियों, बीते 12 वर्षों में मिडिल क्लास परिवार के बच्चों के लिए हर क्षेत्र में नए अवसर बने हैं। मध्यम वर्ग के घर का सपना पूरा हो सके, सरकार इसमें भी मदद कर रही है। घर में इलाज के खर्च का बोझ कम हो, इसके लिए आयुष्मान भारत योजना में बिना आय सीमा के बुजुर्गों को भी शामिल किया गया है। जीएसटी रिफॉर्म का भी बहुत बड़ा लाभ देश के मध्यम वर्ग को हुआ है। उसके लिए हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सस्ता हुआ है। उसके सपनों से जुड़ी चीजें सस्ती हुई है। इन प्रयासों का परिणाम है कि आज देश का मिडिल क्लास अनिश्चितताओं से मुक्त हो रहा है। वो भरपूर आत्मविश्वास के साथ देश की विकास यात्रा को गति दे रहा है। साथियों, हमारे लिए दल से हमेशा अगर बड़ा कुछ है तो हमारा देश है। दल से बड़ा देश है। और जब नेशन फर्स्ट, देश प्रथम की भावना से काम होता है तो कोई भी निर्णय कठिन नहीं होता। इसलिए ऐसे फैसले जिन्हें पहले असंभव समझा जाता था, जो देश के सुरक्षित भविष्य के लिए अनिवार्य थे, हमने बहुत ही सधे हुए तरीके से उन फैसलों को भी लिया। पहले सरकारें आर्टिकल 370 की बात करने से डरती थी। हमने उसे खत्म करके पूरे देश में एक संविधान लागू किया। पहले नॉर्थ ईस्ट से बम, बंदूक और ब्लॉकेट जाने का नाम नहीं लेते थे। हमने नॉर्थ ईस्ट में शांति भी लौटाई और स्थिरता भी लेकर आई। पहले भारत आतंक के हमलों के बाद चुपचाप दर्द सहता रहता था। हमने आतंकवादियों पर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की, एयर स्ट्राइक की। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में दुनिया ने भारत का सामर्थ्य देखा। साथियों, पहले मान लिया गया था कि नक्सलवाद, माओवाद अब कभी नहीं खत्म होने वाले हैं, कभी खत्म हो ही नहीं सकते। हमने देश को नक्सलवाद, माओवाद के उस जहर से मुक्त करके दिखाया है। साथियों, महिलाओं को आरक्षण, 3 तलाक के खिलाफ कानून, सीएए का कानून, भारतीय न्याय संहिता, सैनिकों को 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन। एनडीए सरकार राष्ट्रहित में कोई भी काम करने से पीछे नहीं रही और हम सभी को इस बात पर गर्व है। मैं आज देश को फिर आश्वस्त करूंगा, देश हित के बड़े फैसलों का इस सिलसिला और भी तेज होगा, तेज गति से आगे बढ़ेगा। साथियों, बीते 12 वर्षों में देश ने जो कुछ हासिल किया वो दुनिया देख रही है, लेकिन अब हमें अपनी दृष्टि आगे की ओर रखनी है। हमें 2047 के लक्ष्य को देखते हुए उस लक्ष्य को पूरा करने के लिए अपनी स्पीड को और बढ़ानी होगी। हमारा बेंचमार्क अब यह होना चाहिए कि बीते 12 वर्षों में जो स्पीड और स्केल हमारी रही है, उसको हम और अधिक बड़ा और व्यापक कैसे बना सके। आज ग्लोबल ग्रोथ में भारत की हिस्सेदारी लगातार बढ़ रही है, इसलिए भारत को अब ग्लोबल पैरामीटर्स, ग्लोबल कंपटीशन और ग्लोबल पर्सपेक्टिव देखना है। दुनिया भारत से सॉल्यूशन चाहती है। दुनिया भारत में वैश्विक सप्लाई चेन का एक भरोसेमंद पार्टनर देख रही है और हमें दुनिया की इन अपेक्षाओं पर खरा उतरकर दिखाना है। हमें यह समय गंवाना नहीं है और मैं बार बार कहता हूं, यही समय है, सही समय है। साथ में फ्यूचरिस्टिक टेक्नोलॉजी में खुद को श्रेष्ठ रखना है। हमें सिर्फ दुनिया जैसा नहीं करना, हमें दुनिया से एक कदम आगे रहना है। अब जैसे एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी है, बीते 12 वर्षों में हमने ऊर्जा में आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए अभूतपूर्व काम किया। मैंने लाल किले से समुद्र मंथन अभियान की घोषणा की थी। ये बहुत ही महत्वाकांक्षी मिशन है। बीते दिनों में ऑयल एंड गैस के एक्सप्लोरेशन को लेकर काफी पॉजिटिव खबरें आ रही हैं। यानी आने वाला समय अनेक संभावनाओं से भरा हुआ है और हमें हर संभावना का पूरा फायदा उठाना है। साथियों, अब हमें 500 गीगावाट रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के टारगेट को जल्द से जल्द पूरा करना है। सोलर एनर्जी को लेकर तो काम तेजी से चल रहा है, लेकिन अब हमें न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी के लक्ष्यों को भी तेजी से हासिल करना है। अभी हमने दुनिया को दिखाया है कि भारत फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर टेक्नोलॉजी में कितना आगे पहुंच गया है। ये टेक्नोलॉजी हमें न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी में आत्मनिर्भरता की तरफ ले जाएगी। इसी तरह ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन और ग्रीन अमोनिया के मामले में भारत बहुत तेजी से काम कर रहा है। आने वाले समय में ये टेक्नोलॉजी भारत को ग्लोबल ग्रीन एनर्जी मैप में सबसे प्रमुख बना पाएगी और इनाम बनना पक्का है। साथियों, आज बड़े एक्सपर्ट्स का भी अनुभव है कि जिन देशों ने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के पूरे इकोसिस्टम पर 80-90 के दशक में काम किया, उन्हें उसका फायदा इस सदी में मिलना शुरू हुआ। भारत ने 10-12 वर्ष पहले जिस इकोसिस्टम पर काम करना शुरू किया, उसका लाभ अब देश को मिलना शुरू हो गया। 2014, 15, 16 के कालखंड में जो बात नींव डाली गई, उसके फल अब दिखाई देने लगे हैं। भारत तेजी से दुनिया का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पावर हाउस बनने की ओर आगे बढ़ रहा है। साथियों, एनर्जी, मिनरल्स, चीप, बैटरी स्टोरेज, स्पेस, ड्रोन, डेटा सेंटर्स, क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, ऐसे हर सेक्टर, हर टेक्नोलॉजी एक दूसरे से जुड़ी हुई है। ये एक दूसरे की पूरक है। भारत इनके लिए विदेशों पर निर्भर नहीं रह सकता, क्योंकि ये भारत की आर्थिक और स्ट्रेटेजिक हर प्रकार की सिक्योरिटी से जुड़े विषय है। और तभी भारत सेमीकंडक्टर इकोसिस्टम पर इतना फोकस कर रहा है, तभी क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स को लेकर मिशन बोर्ड पर काम चल रहा है। साथियों, शिपिंग सेक्टर में भारत आत्मनिर्भरता के नए लक्ष्यों के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। हम एक ऐसे फ्यूचर की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं जहां हम मेड इन इंडिया शिप पर ट्रेड करेंगे और कंटेनर भी मेड इन इंडिया होंगे। शिप मेंटेनेंस और रिपेयर से लेकर स्क्रैपिंग तक की सर्विसेज भी भारत देगा। यही विजन हमारे एविएशन सेक्टर के लिए है। आज हम मेड इन इंडिया ट्रांसपोर्ट एयरक्राफ्ट बना रहे हैं। वो दिन दूर नहीं जब भारत मेड इन इंडिया सिविल एयरक्राफ्ट भी बनाएगा। देशवासी मेड इन इंडिया विमान में ही यात्रा करेंगे, वो दिन मैं देख रहा हूं दोस्तों। साथियों, ये सदी टेक्नोलॉजी की है, डेटा की है। आज विश्व के सबसे बड़े और आधुनिक डेटा सेंटर्स भारत में बन रहे हैं। यही भारत की ग्लोबल सप्लाई और वैल्यू चेन का मजबूत पिलर बनाएगी। हमने यूपीआई के माध्यम से दुनिया को दिखाया है कि भारत कम से कम समय में टेक्नोलॉजी का इतना विस्तार कर सकता है। हमने दिखाया है कि हमारे युवाओं का सामर्थ्य क्या है। अब एआई, डीप टेक और एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी में हमारे युवा नया दमखम दिखाने के इरादे से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। साथियों, आने वाले समय में 2 और सेक्टर्स में भारत का सामर्थ्य पूरी दुनिया देखेगी। ये सेक्टर है टूरिज्म और स्पोर्ट्स। ये दोनों भारत की इकोनॉमी के मजबूत पिलर बनेंगे। विशेष रूप से कॉन्फ्रेंस, एग्जीबिशन और कॉन्सर्ट के मामले में भारत एक ग्लोबल डेस्टिनेशन बनने के लिए अब पूरी तरह सज रहा है। आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से सेक्टर को बहुत पुश मिलेगा और स्पोर्ट्स में तो भारत के युवा कमाल का प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं और हर दिन उनकी परफॉर्मेंस निखरती ही जा रही है। भारत दुनिया की बिगेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स लीग की धरती बनता जा रहा है। आने वाले सालों में हमारी ये ख्याति और बुलंद होगी। ओलंपिक्स के लिए हमारी तैयारियां भी भारत की एस्पिरेशन का ही प्रतिबिंब है। हमें छोटा नहीं सोचना है, हमें लक्ष्य ऊंचे रखने हैं और उन्हें प्राप्त करने के लिए पूरी ताकत लगा देनी है। साथियों, आज भारत रिफॉर्म एक्सप्रेस पर सवार होकर तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। हमारे लिए रिफॉर्म कोई कंपल्सन नहीं है, रिफॉर्म हमारा कन्विक्शन है। और देश भी निरंतर रिफॉर्म्स को सपोर्ट कर रहा है। साथियों, देशवासियों की सहभागिता की हमारी बहुत बड़ी शक्ति है। ये 12 वर्ष सरकार और समाज की सहभागिता का उत्सव मनाने वाले रहे हैं। बीते 12 वर्षों में मैंने जो भी सहयोग देश से मांगा, देशवासियों ने दिल खोल करके साथ दिया है। मैंने स्वच्छता का आग्रह किया तो पूरा देश निकल पड़ा। मैंने देश से डिजिटल पेमेंट अपनाने के लिए आह्वान किया तो भारत रियल टाइम ट्रांजैक्शन में दुनिया में सबसे आगे निकल गया। मैंने कोरोना महामारी के दौरान एकजुटता का, संयम का आग्रह किया तो देश ने एकजुट होकर उस महामारी का सामना किया। जनता ने कभी हमें निराश नहीं किया। साथियों, आने वाले समय में भी इसी जन विश्वास और जन भागीदारी के साथ हमें आगे बढ़ना है। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, ये हमारा मंत्र रहा है। सबका प्रयास ही विकसित भारत के निर्माण की असली ऊर्जा है। हमें हर राज्य, हर शहर, हर गांव को जोड़ना है। अब समय आ गया है कि राज्यों के बीच नई प्रकार की तंदुरुस्त स्पर्धा, स्वस्थ स्पर्धा हो। स्पर्धा इस बात की हो कि कौन सा राज्य सबसे तेजी से $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनता है। स्पर्धा इस बात की हो कि कौन सा शहर इनोवेशन का सबसे बड़ा केंद्र बनता है। स्पर्धा इस बात की हो कि कौन सा क्षेत्र रोजगार सृजन में सबसे आगे निकलता है। भारत की प्रगति राज्यों की ऐसी प्रगति से ही होने वाली है। आइए अगले दशक को उपलब्धियों के साथ साथ श्रेष्ठता का भी दशक बनाएं। आइए राजनीति की स्पर्धा से ऊपर उठकर विकास की स्पर्धा को राष्ट्रीय संस्कार बनाएं। 12 वर्षों की यात्रा उपलब्धियों की रही है। आने वाले वर्ष और भी नई सिद्धियों के होंगे, और भी बड़ी सिद्धियों के होंगे। इसी विश्वास के साथ आप सभी का मैं फिर से अंतःकरण पूर्वक आपके साथ सहयोग, समर्थन के लिए आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं सर झुका करके देश के कोटि कोटि नागरिकों को नमन करता हूं। उनके आशीर्वाद ने हमें एक ऊर्जा दी है, शक्ति दी है, प्रेरणा दी है, प्रोत्साहन दिया है। ये जनता जनार्दन के चरणों में सर झुका करके प्रणाम करते हुए आइए एक नए विश्वास के साथ हर संकल्प को पूरा करने के सामर्थ्य को जुटाते हुए हम चल पड़े। देशवासियों के सपनों को हमारे संकल्प बनाए। हमारा पल पल देशवासियों के संकल्पों की साकार करने की यात्रा का अहम पड़ाव बनता चले। इसी इस भावना के साथ देशवासियों के ऊपर पूरा भरोसा करते हुए आओ निकल पड़े। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
So standing ovation for Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Bharat Mandapam. The Prime Minister spoke of his achievements in the past 12 years, 4,399 days, the achievement of being the longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister of India. 12 years, 4,399 days and counting. The Prime Minister, of course, said this wasn't his achievement. It was the achievement of the NDA, of the BJP and the NDA partners and the people who cooperated with every move of the Prime Minister every time he sought their cooperation. Now, the Prime Minister You can see in those images, you have all chief ministers, all NDA chief ministers, BJP chief ministers, alliance partners, BJP leadership present at Bharat Mandapam. The Prime Minister actually listed out where the situation was when he picked up in 2014. When he became the Prime Minister, he hit out at the Congress party not once but repeatedly on aspects of corruption, governance, and when he spoke of the Hindu rate of growth, he said, why were Hindus targeted? Why wasn't it called the Congress rate of growth in the Congress party? And then the Prime Minister, after listing out details of where he came into the picture and the efforts that have been made in 12 years and where he intends to take the country in that journey for Viksit Bharat or a developed India by 2047. The first point he made was his government gave stability, a stable government to the people of India post 2014. So that era of coalition politics, 282 is what the BJP had in 2014, which went up to 303 in 2019, but came down to 240 in 2024. But then he gave the credit to the NDA, the alliance, which he said remained strong and had the people's trust after decades of what he termed was Congress misrule. He said expectations of 140 crore Indians when they placed their trust in the Narendra Modi government in 2014, 19 and 24, that trust must be fulfilled. He said the nation is now free from corruption of the Congress era. And this is where he repeatedly hit out at the Congress party. He said progress was very slow under the Congress. And he said, why was it called the Hindu rate of growth when it should have been called the Congress rate of growth, which meant slow development, very poor governance? He hit out at the Congress for coining the term Hindu rate of growth. The Congress gave crores of corruption cases to the nation. We ensured, as he put it, corruption-free Bharat post 2014, corruption-free governance. Development picked up pace, he said, post 2014, and then he's listed out targets that must be achieved and are being achieved. He listed out certain benchmarks like GDP growing at 7.7% despite the turmoil in the world, the current crisis in West Asia, the crisis in Europe, the Russia-Ukraine war earlier. One aspect that he really hit out at the difference from then and now was terror attacks. Pakistan state-sponsored radical Islamist terror attacks. And he said, before 2014, repeatedly India was attacked and there was no response. He listed out surgical strikes. He talked about the Balakot airstrikes and he spoke of Operation Sindoor. He said India has now taken a strong stand against terror. He said, this is a nation that needs to move forward on energy security. That's extremely crucial. India's share in global growth is increasing and there are expectations that the world has from India. And this is where India must be able to deliver when it comes to whether it's being a reliable supply chain or providing solutions. He spoke of manufacturing, India emerging. The effort to emerge as a manufacturing hub will ensure Made in India aircraft. He laid emphasis on Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas and Prayas. Prayas, everyone must come together. So let me take it step by step. He's listed out several aspects. He spoke of digital payment where India now leads the world. But let's listen to the Prime Minister. I'll get you more on the story.
2014 के पहले के कई दशक बहुत अस्थिरता और उथल-पुथल से भरे हुए थे। इसका देश को बहुत नुकसान भी उठाना पड़ा। लेकिन अब देश की जनता एक स्थिर सरकार का काम भी देख रही है और उसकी निर्णायक क्षमताओं की प्रशंसक भी है। मैं आज देश की महान जनता को भी नमन करता हूं, जनता जनार्दन का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। देश के लोगों ने कांग्रेस के विश्वासघात के बाद अपना भरोसा हमें सौंपा था। मुझे आज संतोष है, गर्व है कि एनडीए परिवार के तौर पर हमने देश के विश्वास को हमेशा और मजबूत किया है। एनडीए के 12 वर्षों की एक बड़ी सफलता ये भी है कि देश कांग्रेस के कुचक्र से आजाद हुआ है। कांग्रेस ने देश को लाचारगी, बेचारगी और हीन भावना के गर्त में गिरा दिया था। देश को यही एहसास कराया जाता था कि भारत में विकास धीरे धीरे ही होता है, भारत में तेज विकास संभव ही नहीं है। और बड़ी ही चतुराई से इस धीमी विकास को एक नाम दिया था, हिंदू ग्रोथ रेट, यानी कार्यशैली कांग्रेस की, दायित्व कांग्रेस का, विफलता कांग्रेस की, लेकिन कलंक देश की बड़ी हिंदू आबादी के नाम लगाया गया। जबकि असल में इस कुसंस्कृति का नाम होना चाहिए था कांग्रेस ग्रोथ रेट। इस कांग्रेस ग्रोथ रेट में ना गवर्नेंस थी, ना नीति, ना नियत और ना ही निर्णय।
Let me quickly bring in Salman Soz, national spokesperson of the Congress Party, and Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, into this conversation. We'll get you more on this story. Salman Soz, welcome. Respond to the Prime Minister saying, post-2014, things changed, development picked up pace, the nation trusted a stable government and leadership, and they were able to deliver. The Congress, the Prime Minister says, gave corruption and the slow rate of growth, where Hindus were targeted. In his view, it was called the Hindu rate of growth. Response, sir.
Gaurav, I'll just say this. The Prime Minister said many things, and of course, he has a degree in entire political science, but obviously, he has not read history. The historian Raj Krishna actually came up with the Hindu rate of growth, not the Congress Party. And he can say whatever he wants, but let me just share the data that his government shared with us. On growth, you know, Ram Madhav, the RSS leader, recently wrote a piece in which he says that under Prime Minister Modi, the economy has doubled. He said more than doubled. He's using nominal growth rates. I'll use the same growth rates. If we take the growth rates that Ram Madhav is talking about, the Prime Minister is talking about, there's only one decade in the entire history of the country where the growth under Modi, in the first decade of Modi, was higher. And that was from 1951 to 1960. That was the only time. Otherwise, growth under Prime Minister Modi has been lower than under every Prime Minister for all these decades, okay? The nominal growth rate that he was talking about, that Ram Madhav was talking about. Let me say something else to the Prime Minister, to the BJP, to the people watching us. He talks big. But what I remember, Gaurav, what you must remember is that in the early 2000s, there was something called Chindia, China and India, the elephant versus the dragon. That was what the world was talking about. And in 2026, the dragon is fighting with America. India is not in that picture. India is still fighting with Pakistan, thanks to Prime Minister Modi. Thanks to Prime Minister Modi, we have America dictating to us what a trade deal would look like and how we have to buy a poorer country $500 billion worth of goods from America. That's
so there
where
are 3-4 points that you've raised, I will take all of them one by one. Let me get Tuhin Sinha to respond to some of what you've said on the economy, on national security and China. Permit me to weigh in subsequently, but go on, Tuhin. Tuhin Sinha, respond to Mr. Salman
Well, good evening, Gaurav. Good evening, everybody. You know, Congress should be the last person, the last party to pontificate on national security. We all remember how, you know, our cities were ravished with, you know, with umpteen terror blasts between 2004 and 2008. What happens now? You know, we have an Operation Sindoor after Pahalgam, when Saifuddin Soos, the father of the Congress representative, says that, you know, we should ignore the provocation from Pakistan. Why do we need to stop into...
Sir, I'll come to terror in just a moment. You want to respond to the economy first?
Absolutely. You know, a 7.7% GDP growth in the present situation, where for the last 4 or 5 years, the world is battling, world is witnessing 3 or 4 different, you know, concurrent wars. Disruptions in supply chains is absolutely phenomenal. And even next year, the projection is 6.6%. The current account deficit, even in the present situation, is, you know, projected to be around 1.3%. At the end of this present financial year, it used to hover in the range of 4% in 2023. And why is it possible? Because of consistent fiscal reforms undertaken by Modi government. We were in the fragile 5 in 2014 when we inherited power. Today, thanks to the digital revolution that you have witnessed in the last 12 years, the benefits of which have percolated down to the poorest of the poor. You have 49 lakh crores, I repeat, 49 lakh crores put directly into the hands of the poorest of the poor through DBT, powered by Jandhan Aadhar Jam Trinity. What used to happen in the Congress era? Rajiv Gandhi used to openly say that, you know, when we spend 1 rupee, only 15 paise goes to the poor. So by Congress party's own admission, if Congress was in power, you calculate 15% of 49 lakh crores, that is what they would have given to the poor. The rest would have been pocketed by Congress leaders.
But where are, you know, Salman Soos says China is taking on the United States. You are still trapped fighting Pakistan.
No, we have gone way beyond. The only people upset by our advancement is the Congress party. You are aware of the Great Nicobar project. Don't you know the geostrategic significance of it? Its importance for India in the Indo-Pacific. Only the Congress party is consistently opposed to advancements. The India-Middle East-European corridor, which we have been working on, opens up an entirely new supply chain for the country. And Rahul Gandhi, just before the India-Middle East-European corridor was announced, sings praises and paeans for BRI, China's BRI. So this is the reality of this Congress party.
Salman Soos wants to respond to that. Salman Soos, respond to the aspect where the Prime Minister says, we were attacked even in the past, but take, for example, post-2611. There was no response in 2008. After Pahalgam, there was an Operation Sindoor where Pakistani terror bases and military installations were targeted. Point 1. Point 2, in case you'd like to respond on the BRI and the Great Nicobar Island project that Tuhin Sinha raises, sir.
Gaurav, you're part of, you know, you think about strategic affairs. I know that. You love that area. Let me just say this. If you look at what is happening between US and Iran right now, US is caught in a very horrible mess of its own making in some ways, because it's fighting with a smaller power, and it's a bit of a chokehold. India should be thinking about China as a rival. That's the big game here. Pakistan is a distraction for us as far as I can tell. Strategically, it makes no sense. But my question to the government is the following. I don't want to ask Tuhin because he won't have the answers. My question is the following. Is China a strategic rival or not? If it is, how is it that we have a $100 billion trade deficit with China? How is it? I want to know. Because they will not be able to answer. Now, Tuhin said something to the effect that now we have fiscal prudence, we have so much stuff. Does he know that central government debt as a share of the economy is now higher than it was? Does he know? He may not know, but I know because I deal with these subjects all the time. He talks about fiscal deficit. Let me tell him how the government is managing its fiscal deficit. This is what is happening to the people of this country, their rupee. When the rupee declines, the central bank basically starts profiting by selling dollars and they're trying to save the rupee, it makes a profit. It transfers that profit to the government of India. These transfers in the last 3 years have been record amounts. If, by the way, let me just finish this point. You'll enjoy it, Gaurav. If the RBI transfers to the government of India were at the same rate as they were during UPA, the fiscal deficit right now would be higher than 6%, Gaurav, if it was the same rate. The RBI is saving the government and the rupee is actually losing. It's the weakest currency in Asia. What are these guys talking about? What have they
I want to quickly respond to that, but on the aspect of... Go on, sir. Okay, complete your point before I get Tuhin to respond.
But let me just say, Gaurav, to you, I will not say to Tuhin, Gaurav, you are from, let's say, Gaurav, you and I, and Tuhin, and people watching the show are from the middle income families, maybe upper middle income, some of us, but generally middle income.
We are middle income families.
The most taxes in this country are paid by the middle income families now, because your personal taxation has now gone higher than corporate taxation. Thanks to the government. The government says, "Hum aapko 2047 will give you Viksit Bharat. In the meantime, keep dreaming, and in the meantime, we'll just kill you." That's what this government is doing.
Okay, quickly on taking on China and on the fiscal deficit.
There is a fundamental point which Mr. Soos would not, accept. If we are engaging with China on the trade front today, in an indulgent way, or I don't think indulgent would be right way. It also stems out of the, please don't come in between, it also stems out of the confidence that we have contained them on the borders, we can handle them on the borders. This is not the Congress era where we will cede any ground, where the whole understanding of, perhaps the understanding of Congress's undisclosed MOU with China in 2008 was that you can intrude and we will allow you. We will allow you to do that. That is how you ceded 40,000 square kilometers of land between 1947 to 2014. That I can tell you will never happen. As far as we are concerned, we have expanded our trade with almost all countries. But yes, our dependence, the dependence on on the Chinese needs to decrease and will decrease subsequently over a period of time.
Okay, especially the aspect that you've raised on Great Nicobar Island. Would you quickly want to respond to that, Salman Soos, that the Great Nicobar Island project, Tuhin Sinha says that's in national interest. In the BJP's point of view, it will checkmate China, but the Congress is trying to stall that project, according to Tuhin Sinha. Would you respond?
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Tuhin, for raising that issue. It's a very important issue. I think this is the way I would respond to this. First of all, we in our country have to basically start pushing back against this idea that whenever you raise an issue, then you're anti-national. That is what the BJP wants. They want to stifle dissent. But the fact of the matter is that the great, Rahul Gandhi, when they personally showed people what was going to happen to that part of the country. Now, why are they doing that? Let me explain that too. By the way, if anybody's interested, you should look at the fall of the rupee and the Great Nicobar, this project. They're linked because this government has basically started, their whole motivation is to support a few big businesses to make ever greater profits. And that is what is happening to, by the way, the rupee. Have you asked somebody, why is it that net foreign direct investment is now almost negative? Why? Because many Indian companies are investing abroad and they're benefiting from a weaker rupee. Okay, they're benefiting from a weaker rupee. Similarly, the Great Nicobar project is a great project for making the wealthiest people in this country more wealthy at the cost of the Indian people, our environment, our country. These people are selling the country and we will not allow it. We will not allow it.
Can I just quickly respond?
Quickly respond to that, sir.
Probably Mr. Soos is not aware of the fact that this project was conceived in the early 70s. And one of the triggers then was Indonesia planning to take it over with the help of China. So he's not even aware of it. Even now, I'm stating it, only 10% of that land is open for potential habitation. The rest would be absolutely secure. Why are these people fudging facts? The only reason is because they somewhere seem to be acting, on behalf of certain external powers which don't want India's expansion into the Indo-Pacific. Realize the significance, Gaurav. You have been to Andaman recently. You have been to Andaman recently. This project expands India's reach in the Indo-Pacific by a good 400 kilometers. Why would any country, why would any opposition not want it, knowing the way geopolitics is playing out in the current situation?
Fair enough. We will track that story very, very closely, and I have a big exclusive on that coming up on India Today. But for the moment, there's a breaking news that's coming in from Pakistan. I want to thank Tuhin and Salman for joining me here. There are reports that a Pakistan Air Force Mi-17 helicopter has crashed in Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Reports from Pakistan seem to indicate that there are multiple fatalities on board that Mi-17 helicopter of the Pakistan Air Force. Reports say there were 21 Pakistan Army soldiers who were on board. Neither the aircrew nor the soldiers have survived this crash. The images that you see on your television screen are of plumes of smoke and fire rising. This helicopter, it took off, and just when it was about to clear the crest, according to information, was it shot down? Was it a technical malfunction? We still do not know. There's unrest in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. According to initial reports coming in, this Mi-17 helicopter was carrying soldiers of Pakistan Army. Additional soldiers are being rushed to Neelam Valley sector along Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir because the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir are on the streets. They are opposing Pakistan Army. They are opposing atrocities of General Asim Munir. Pakistan's army says the crash was caused, according to preliminary information, because of some technical fault. Pakistan Army has confirmed there are no survivors on board, but it hasn't officially disclosed numbers of personnel on board. But Pakistani media say there were 21 soldiers on board. Eyewitnesses have been quoted in Pakistani media saying the helicopter, it took off, suddenly veered to a side, and then just crashed and burst into a ball of fire. Rescue teams have rushed there, but there were no survivors, according to information that has just come in. Sandeep Unnithan, my colleague, now joins me. More Pranay Upadhyay joins us in just a moment. Okay, Pranay, you've been tracking the story. Do we have information on this just as yet? More information on how this helicopter crashed?
So far, Pakistan military is only maintaining that this helicopter crashed because of a technical fault. But you can very well assess the situation there, Gaurav. The situation is very volatile there. Large number of crowds are on streets of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And in fact, large number of people are rallying toward that long march leading toward the Muzaffarabad. And heavy presence of security personnel is also there. So we do not know exactly that how did it happen, why did it happen. But certainly, this is a big setback for Pakistan military because all onboards have died, and in fact this helicopter was reportedly ferrying soldiers and Pakistan military personnel to the area of these protests, and in fact during this process this helicopter has crashed and
stay with me, Pranay. I want to bring in Sandeep Unnithan for a larger picture of how bad the situation in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is. Sandeep, information was yesterday 27 people were massacred by Pakistan Army. The locals in POJK say the number could be anything between 50 and 70. A large number of people are missing, and the situation appears to be worse today. Sandeep, what's happening?
Well, Gaurav, this is Pakistan seeing sectarian conflict of a level that we have not seen in decades. Like, you've already seen violence in parts of Balochistan. They've lost control over parts of Balochistan. The Pashtuns are unhappy, and now it turns out that the people of POJK are on the streets. So Pakistan is facing the kind of internal pressures that they have not seen in years. And this is only going to get worse, Gaurav, from whatever we can see. All the attempts that they've been making to project power outwards and draw up alliances, security alliances of the kind, their internal, security is extremely fragile. As you're seeing those crowds out there, it's going to be a big, tough challenge for Field Marshal Asif Munir to manage these kind of crowds in his backyard, Gaurav.
So, Pranay, apparently, large number of soldiers are being rushed to POJK, Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. What more do we know? I believe Neelam Valley is in flames. Muzaffarabad, there's trouble. There in Kotli, in Mirpur, there is trouble. I believe south of Pir Panjal, on the other side again, there is a lot of trouble, it seems.
Absolutely, Gaurav. And in fact, Dadial, which has become a hotspot of this protest, therein large number of people have pushed back Pakistan military, Pakistan Rangers there. And also in other parts, there are similar reports coming in. And in fact, if you track on social media, despite of the crackdown by the Pakistan government and the POK administration on internet, and as far as the communication gag is also there, but still people are able to communicate, people are able to send out those reports, and these reports are very disturbing as far as the situation on ground is concerned. On one side, Pakistan military has sent further deployment, especially the extra companies have been sent, extra battalions have been deployed in the region to contain the situation. On the other side, the protesters, especially the Joint Awami Action Committee, has given a call that nobody is going to go back unless there is a redressal of their issues, because they have been raising these issues about their rights, about their legitimate demands, and so far they have only got betrayal from the government of Pakistan and administration of POK.
I want to get you so much more on this story because, Sandeep, apparently the information is Field Marshal Asif Munir, he's facing the heat. He's apparently reached out to a couple of corps commanders and force commander northern areas to contain the situation and use force. Apparently some IG from Islamabad was rushed to what they call, or what is known as Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And apparently that IG has ordered some kind of a hit on people, and the casualties, according to information, is much higher than the 40-50 that's being projected, Sandeep.
Yeah, absolutely, Gaurav. And this is one of the hallmarks of Field Marshal Asif Munir's tenure. We've seen that in the last couple of months that the Pakistan military has shown itself to be no stranger to brutality when it comes to suppressing, protests. We've seen that in Islamabad as well, where one of those religious parties was put down with extreme force and brutality. There was a blackout.
Tehreek-e-Labbaik, it was used as a front by Pakistan Army for decades.
It was the Tehreek-e-Labbaik was actually a creation, a child of the Pakistan military. They were put down with such brutality. It appears to be the turn of the people of POJK next, Gaurav. And this is a crisis again. I should repeat this, that this is a kind of internal security crisis that Pakistan has not seen in decades, where it is, there's a wave of national outrage, there's disgust. Every province of Pakistan literally seems to be up in arms, including even, it must be said, Punjab province. So where this will play out, Gaurav, one can only, guess.
And what is alarming is dead bodies are missing. This used to be, this is the Pakistan Army template, it seems. They massacre people and then bodies disappear. Whether those bodies are burnt or buried or thrown into, the Neelam River, the Kishan Ganga as we call it on the Indian side, we still do not know. There are many bodies according to information that's missing. Same was the case with Tehreek-e-Labbaik. Same was the case with Baluchistan. Same was the case in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Is Sindh any different? Imagine if Pakistani Punjabi Muslims were massacred in Tehreek-e-Labbaik massacre and their bodies went missing. Will that country rise against a tyrant army is the big question. Stay with me, gentlemen. I want to get you the latest from West Asia because that war has suddenly entered a very, very dangerous phase. US President Donald Trump has issued one of his strongest warnings yet to Iran, signaling that American military action is all set to intensify. Donald Trump has put out a social media post in which he says they're referring to Iran taking too long to negotiate a deal that would have been great for them. Now they will have to pay the price. Iran's military is a complete and total mess, writes Donald Trump. Then he goes on to say much of it, like their Navy and Air Force, don't even exist anymore. They've been completely defeated. This is what President Trump claims. Then he goes on to write, Iran is all talk and no action. The bully of the Middle East is dead. In President Trump's perception. Now, this statement comes amidst a dramatic escalation even on the battlefield. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps claims it's launched coordinated drone and missile strikes against US military targets across the region. Tehran says the strikes were in retaliation for a recent American attack on Iranian ports and strategic positions around the Strait of Hormuz, and especially in the Keshem Islands. According to the IRGC, the targets included the US Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain, the Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, and the military air base in Jordan. Iran claims it's hit 21 American-linked targets, destroying 4 of them, including, according to Iran, an F-35 fighter jet hangar in Jordan. The IRGC has also claimed it shot down a US MQ-9 Reaper drone over the Iranian city of Jam. The latest flare-up comes after the US attacked the Keshem Island ports along the Strait of Hormuz. Sandeep, how bad is the situation? Apparently, an Apache helicopter went down. There was a dramatic rescue of the aircrew, but the situation seems to have taken a turn from bad to worse, Sandeep.
Absolutely, Gaurav. You know, and the war has entered its 4th month yet. Yes, there is a ceasefire on, but all sides in this conflict, whether it's Israel, it's Iran, the United States, or even Hezbollah, everybody seems to be shooting at each other, Gaurav. So this is one of the most bizarre ceasefires that we've seen. But the fact is that the United States is not as, it doesn't seem to be getting Iran to capitulate or to agree to the terms of the peace process, which has been on for several weeks now. It's the US is no closer to getting any of those four crucial things that they started out this war with on the 28th of February, and we're hearing that the Iranians are digging out their buried missile sites, those underground bases of theirs. Missile production has resumed, if you believe
Sandeep,
reports.
Yes. So keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. I'm sorry I've run out of time on this part of the show. But the developments in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the developments in West Asia, we'll be tracking that story very closely. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.
No drama, just the real Korean ritual. In every bottle of Akaje, infused with Jeju-grown botanicals and powered by K-beauty science. Akaje, now in India.
Where the
No hacks, no drama, just the real Korean ritual. In every bottle of Akaje, infused with Jeju-grown botanicals and powered by K-beauty science. Akaje, now in India. no drama. Just the real Korean ritual. In every bottle of Akaje. Infused with Jeju-grown botanicals and powered by K-beauty science. Akaje, now in India.
Co-presented by CP Plus, ऊपर वाला सब देख रहा है. Co-powered by Jindal Stainless.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're with the news today, your primetime destination. News, newsmakers, talking points, Wednesday night. Let's tell you our big talking point. Prime Minister Modi has gone past a landmark set by Jawaharlal Nehru. Longest serving continuously in office elected Prime Minister since 1952. How has India changed in the last 12 years under PM Modi? What are his biggest achievements and failures? Modi at 12. Also, another TMC MP has quit, Sushmita Dev, will be joining me on the show today. Lots to look forward to. But first, as always, it's time for the headlines at 9. NDA leaders give Prime Minister Modi a standing ovation after he becomes the longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister of India since 1952. Opposition calls it political optics and event management Modi style. Another TMC MP quits party. Rajya Sabha Sushmita Dev resigns, says decision had nothing to do with poll rout. She also meets Assam Chief Minister, sparking joining the BJP buzz. Election Commission of India to announce the decision tomorrow on Meenakshi Natarajan's candidature in the Rajya Sabha. The Congress leader's papers were cancelled for allegedly hiding a criminal case against her. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay's second visit to Delhi after becoming Chief Minister. Thalapati meets Rahul and Sonia Gandhi at 10 Janpath. Also meets President Draupadi Murmu, VP Radhakrishnan. India Today's news break on fake oxytocin injections confirmed. Rajasthan minister admits injection had only water, admits bleeding of women couldn't be stopped. The West Asia ceasefire remains fragile. US and Iran trade strikes once again. Trump says Tehran will pay the price for stalled talks. And Ben Stokes and pace bowler Gus Atkinson dropped from the England team for the second test against New Zealand. Two players flouted the team's midnight curfew to go to a London nightclub and get caught in a brawl. Joe Root named the England captain. Okay, let's turn though to our top story today. 12 years in power and counting, a record in office for an Indian Prime Minister. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has become India's longest continuously serving Prime Minister, surpassing Jawaharlal Nehru. Remember though, Jawaharlal Nehru was Prime Minister for 17 years, but the first general election took place in 1952. So 12 years that Mr. Nehru also had. Well, whichever way you look at it, the NDA celebrated the milestone with a grand show of strength in Delhi. All the allies and MPs and ministers gathering together and felicitating Prime Minister Modi. The opposition, though, says this is classic Modi-style political optics and event management when the focus should be on the real issues facing the country. Take a look. 12 years, Modi at 12.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi becomes India's longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister, surpassing Jawaharlal Nehru's 4,398 days. The government marked its 12 years in power with a conclave at the Bharat Mandapam in the national capital on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi was felicitated by his cabinet colleagues and NDA allies. Chief ministers and senior leaders from 22 NDA-ruled states flew down to Delhi to attend the event. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi exhorted his party men and allies to work for a Viksit Bharat by 2047.
देश ने जो कुछ हासिल किया वो दुनिया देख रही है, लेकिन अब हमें अपनी दृष्टि आगे की ओर रखनी है। हमें 2047 के लक्ष्य को देखते हुए उस लक्ष्य को पूरा करने के लिए अपनी स्पीड को और बढ़ानी होगी।
BJP's coalition partners heaped praise on Modi, who first took oath as Prime Minister on May 26, 2014.
Historic tribute to India's longest serving continuously elected Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. The right leader at the right time, at the right place, Narendra Modi ji as Prime Minister of this great nation, working with a single agenda, that is nation first, a principle that all of us has constantly keep it in mind.
Earlier, Prime Minister Modi chaired a cabinet meeting. The cabinet passed a resolution applauding Prime Minister Modi on his record and gave him a standing ovation. The day had started with BJP leaders across the country offering prayers. The opposition called the celebrations a PR exercise and posted messages listing what they called promises broken by the Prime Minister. NCP-SP leader Sharad Pawar urged people against comparing Modi's term to Nehru's, saying challenges in 1947 were massive. As the NDA government enters its 13th year, Prime Minister Modi has many challenges ahead. The biggest will be managing the economy at a time when the West Asia conflict has triggered a shake-up in global economy. Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, so let's raise the big questions. How has India changed in the last 12 years of the Modi era? Has change in the last decade been for better or worse? What are the biggest achievements and failures of the Modi government? How do the optics of last 12 years match the ground reality? And is a comparison between Modi and Jawaharlal Nehru avoidable? Joining me on the show, GVL Narasimha Rao, former Rajya Sabha MP and senior leader BJP. I'm joined by Amitabh Dubey, spokesperson of the Congress, Ashok Malik, partner at the Asia Group, Pawan Verma, author and former diplomat, and Sanjay Jha, political analyst who was once with the Congress. Good to have all of you on our talking point. Let's raise that first big question. How has India changed in the last 12 years? I want each of you to get 1 minute preliminary remarks. You start, GVL. How has India changed, in your view, in the last 12 years under Prime Minister Modi's uninterrupted rule in power?
Good evening to you and the viewers. Under Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has shown that it has the capacity to rise and to become a world power. And in 12 years, the whole world has witnessed development. People of the country have experienced development across all sectors. The poverty levels have reduced to almost 1/4 of what it used to be under the Congress regime. There is an all-round development. India is the fastest growing, large economy in the world. And the era of corruption is all over. Under the Congress, India was synonymous. Congress was synonymous with corruption, and BJP is synonymous with development. Modi is synonymous with the transformational development and a development by development of a completeness and not incremental development that we have seen under the Congress governments.
Okay, so that's your 1 minute. Amitabh Dubey, your 1 minute. How has India changed under Mr. Modi, and has it changed for the better or worse?
I think, Rajiv, unfortunately, on a number of very important counts, it has clearly deteriorated and taken a turn for the worse. GVL, Narasimha Rao just mentioned corruption. This is arguably the most corrupt government in the history of this country. The electoral bond scam was such an outstanding example of pure political corruption. The BJP got 2,500 crores of donations from companies that were under investigation by the CBI, Enforcement Directorate, Income Tax. We all know how the cronies close to the Prime Minister have gotten sweetheart deal after sweetheart deal, while the rest of the investment is languishing. Most of India's private sector is languishing. A large number of businessmen have left the country, and now, as we see from the declining rupee, the money is going with them. I think when you take a higher 30,000-foot view, you will see that the GDP growth rate, you will agree that the GDP and economic growth is the most important thing for this country,
right?
Has been lower than it was under the UPA. Despite all the recalculations of GDP, you have a record inequality. The top 1% own 40% of the assets, more than 20% of the income of this country. 4 out of 10 graduates are jobless. This is a record that frankly is to be ashamed of. Now, of course, there is some momentum in the economy, and the government has been building on the achievements of the past, and that will continue. But when it comes to the actual responsibility and decision-making of the Prime Minister, it has led to a very sorry state of affairs over the past many years.
Okay. Your 1 minute is up. I want to turn to Ashok Malik. Your 1 minute. How has India changed in the Modi era, and has it changed for the better or worse?
Rajdeep, at the simplest level, when you measure change, it's change you can see. Let's focus on infrastructure and the way India looks. In the past 12 years, India has changed enormously. By infrastructure, I don't just mean physical infrastructure, I mean digital infrastructure as well, including the broadband rollout, which is all India today and pan-India. By physical infrastructure, I mean ports and airports, which airports have doubled. I also mean rural roads. I mean border roads. I mean bridges in the northeast of India that had been pending for years. I mean the railway rollout in, again, places like the northeast and Jammu and Kashmir, which were pending for years. India has changed enormously. India is much more physically integrated because of the infrastructure rollout. The infrastructure accretion we've had in the past 12 years has been unmatched in any 12-year or 20-year period or even longer in our recent history. Now, you could argue India is better off today than it was in the 60s. It simply has more money, so it can spend more capital on this infrastructure. That is correct. But somewhere it is also the man. It is not just the moment and the money, it is also the man. Mr. Modi and his government have been driven by pushing for infrastructure projects that were pending for years and completing them. So I do believe his chief attribute will be the transformation of India in terms of infrastructure. Sorry. Okay, done. Okay.
Okay, transformation of India in terms of infrastructure. Sanjay Jha, has India changed for the better or worse? And if so, how has it changed in the last 12 years?
Rajdeep, I'll get into the granular details in the subsequent part of the program. But there are two important points I wish to make, and quickly within 1 minute. The first point is that the political business model of the BJP has been brazenly one of polarization. Now, what does that mean? Now, normally in all our debates, we assume polarization to be social polarization, which is a reality. The anti-Muslim tirades in particular have now reached absolutely nauseating levels. It is an absolutely alarming state of social decay in our country. And let's try and understand that in detail today, that the most dangerous explosion under the Modi government has been this mob violence culture in India. If you have normalized lynching, to me, that is India's collapse. Mohammed bin Akhlaq's murder was once discussed on prime time in 2015. And now when the RSS goes to the US, they are asked questions on the Ku Klux Klan. That is Narendra Modi's legacy to India. The second is the economic polarization that I think Amitabh mentioned briefly. And it's important. It has led over the last 12 years to extraordinary concentration of economic power with just a few industrialists, which is not the model that will take India anywhere. And it's showing in the numbers. And I'll tell you the risk there. The risk is that the investments have gone, foreign investors are not coming, the private investors are not investing in India. Why? One, they're scared of ED, CBI income tax rates, which have happened, and then those companies have been handed over to some famous industrialists close to the government. The second, very worrying, is that new entrepreneurs are not going to invest in India because they suspect one of these friends of Mr. Modi will come and do a hostile takeover. This is India's biggest crisis moment, both economically as well as socially. There are other points which we can discuss later on in your program.
Your time is up. Your time is up. Final word on this segment, Pawan Verma, to you. What is, how has India changed in the last 12 years, and has it changed for the better or worse?
I wish, Rajdeep, I could give you absolute answers to a question like this, because there are pluses and there are minuses, and I think honestly and objectively we should recognize them. First of all, I think that I'd like to use this occasion to congratulate Prime Minister Modi on completing 12 years. He rose from a humble family, rose to become Chief Minister and then Prime Minister, and for 12 years he has remained and he has run a stable government. Stability of government itself is one of his first achievements, I would like to say. Secondly, I think by and large during this period there has been some degree of macroeconomic stability. Inflation has been kept in control. Thirdly, I think that some attempts at reform were made. You had the RERA Act, the Insolvency Act. I think some attempt was also made for agricultural reform, though it didn't succeed. And I think on foreign policy, for me, the biggest achievement of this government was Balakot, where you pulled Pakistan's bluff. People may assess it in whatever manner they want, but at least to an open terrorist and violent and heinous act, the government of India responded firmly. So, and finally, on the plus side, I would say that in these 3 terms of Prime Minister Modi, one thing him and the BJP has succeeded in doing is to almost completely destroy, if not destroy it, that's too strong, but to completely disperse and fracture the opposition. They have just not been able to come together. I think in terms of pure Chanakyan Niti, Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi have been ahead. Now in terms of the minuses, very quickly, I think that with 3 stable majorities and 2 absolute majorities, I think perhaps Prime Minister Modi could have done more in terms of economic reform, ease of doing business. The country is crying out for it. I think that's an area where the hesitancy needs to go because India is waiting for it. Secondly, I think inequality is a big issue which this government has not been fully able to tackle. We are 142nd on the index of per capita income, and that needs to be taken care of. Thirdly, I think that there is a need to look at the education sector. We are producing an army of the unemployable. Employment opportunities are going down. So I think that's an area. And finally, there has been an erosion of institutions. And I think the Prime Minister Modi would do well for himself and his image and the government if some degree of impartiality is once again restored to institutions in terms of public perception. So I think that's broadly the balance sheet.
So I've heard all five of you. As I said, we have limited time, but I want to, in a way, from these two very extreme positions, I want to try and find a middle ground. I know some of you have given the pluses and minuses, but GBL, today also there's a drum beating, cheerleading. It is a remarkable feat in uncertain times to be Prime Minister for 12 years in a row. But is there a recognition that under the glitter, under the optics, there are real issues? We've seen issues like paper leaks revealing a lack of governance when it comes to basic issues. If year after year papers get leaked and the numbers have increased in the last 10 years, it reveals a deeper governance deficit. Is there a tendency to gloss over the weaknesses?
Not at all, Rajdeep. If there is any government ever in India, I can't possibly speak for the whole world, but I can tell you there has never been a government which worked 24/7. Never a leader. Can you even cite any other leader who has worked as hard as Prime Minister? Never taking even a holiday, attending to every single issue on top priority, ensuring a 360-degree
are you saying that Manmohan Singh didn't work? Sir,
No,
this is one of the, are you saying other prime ministers didn't work? Are you saying Manmohan Singh didn't work? Manmohan Singh was a very hard-working prime minister.
Without sounding arrogant, with a great deal of respect, I would say Manmohan Singh ji would not have worked 50% of the capacity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And I can say it because obviously the sheer enthusiasm, the dynamism of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you cannot find in any other leader. You have a leader of the opposition today who, on the eve of elections, goes and campaign and goes on holidays abroad. You don't even see him campaigning in states where his party has a stake. And here you have Prime Minister who never takes a holiday. I think people obviously don't want to lose such leaders. Right. He's been Prime Minister for 12 years plus because people think nobody anywhere in sight who can deliver as much as Prime Minister can do. Like the exam paper leak, I do agree there are challenges, but this Prime Minister addresses every such challenge.